Okay, here we are again. Let me see. Oh yeah, I kind of forgot to send Cole a notification for the stream today. Whoops. Well. He was on his phone when I was setting up, and now he's offline, which probably means he saw the notification and he's going to get ready. I'm going to assume that's what it is, because I have something I can go do while I'm waiting for him anyway, so it's fine. But before all that, I gotta do our usual thing, which is sit here while the music goes for a little bit. And once the music goes over once, it'll be time to get going. Excuse me. Hey Colo, how you doing? Welcome back. Good evening. We are just about ready to get started. And, well, we finished up most of the story stuff that we've got left to do. We've got one more chunk of story stuff left to do. The rest is just side stuff. So, today will be all side stuff, actually. Got a few things left to do before we get to the last little bit of story. So, that's the plan. You know, sometimes I try to do deep breathing exercises while I'm waiting for the music to finish one loop. All that ends up happening is I end up yawning. I think that means I'm not breathing enough. I had an instructor when I used to take karate classes that said if you're yawning, it means you're not getting enough oxygen to your brain. Pretty sure he's right. I'm not a biologist, but I'm pretty sure that's how that works. I mean, obviously you yawn if you're tired too, but if you're tired, you probably need more oxygen for your brain. You know, to sustain yourself and stay awake. Not that we're really going to need to stay awake for the first little bit of today's stream, because call me Tetsuya Nomura, because we're dream drop distancing today to get Rori home. How you doing, everybody? Welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV Shadowbringers, the stream edition. Last time we finished up patch 5.3 and got all of the Scions, except for Rori, back to the source. So now, once Rori gets here, I gotta go back to the first, that being Cole. I have to go back to the first and get them home, because it's going to take a little bit of a different method to get them there. So while we wait, I'm going to go check on how Elto's doing. they've been getting a whole bunch of lessons from... it's been a while. What's the name of the trainer that they've been working with? I'm sure I'll see it once I go to the new nest. And that's not the correct quest. Arvid, that's the name of the trainer they've been working with. So let me go ahead and I need hand-picked ingredient materials for this one. We'll grab these here, and we'll go make some stuff while we wait for Cole to get here so he can participate in the after party, and then I can get Rori home. Hey Marie, how you doing? Welcome back. How'd you make it here on time? You had an appointment earlier. You are very well structured with your schedule today, I guess. I wasn't sure I was going to make it on time. I was running a little bit late because I was watching someone absolutely body Nebelim from Tales of the Abyss. Apparently the 1 melee 3 casters thing works in most old Tales games because you can just stun lock the shit out of that super boss. If you don't know what I'm talking about, it's a boss from an old PS2 RPG. So... like, I would have figured after Tales of Symphonia, they would have, like, I don't know, programmed that out of the game to where you can't just stun lock them to death with specific spells, because, like, in the Chronicles version of Tales of Symphonia, you can basically have Rain cast Photon, Genus cast Absolute, and Colette cast Grand Cross, and just absolutely destroy any boss in the game as long as you use melee attacks in the middle of their casting times. It's kind of ridiculous, actually. I don't know if anybody even knows what I'm talking about there, but there you go. Well, I know Marie knows what I'm talking about, but I don't know if Colo knows what I'm talking about. You know where she's kind of sort of really hard. Didn't fight her till unknown mode. Man, that was a run. Yeah, that the fight that I was looking at was also on unknown mode. They used Guy as their melee. They used Anise, Tyr, and Jade as their casters. And I think they only had them... it was kind of similar to how you do it in Symphonia, where you have them only use one specific spell type, like your casters. So you have Jade, I think, was using Prism Sword. Tyr was using Holy Lance, and Anise was using Negative Gate, I want to say. And just... Guy would just hit them in between all of the hits, and you can basically stun lock her to death. It was kind of ridiculous, because she broke out a couple of times, but other than that, it was very safe looking. So... to be honest, her Mystic Guard is obscene in that mode. Fragmented End did over 2 million to Luke. Yeah, that's way overkill. Way overkill. The funniest part, though, about watching people play Tales of the Abyss on the old PS2 version, like this was the English PS2 version that they were playing this on, is just listening to the game almost explode in the background from all of the shenanigans that's going on screen. Like, you could hear things ripping and tearing in the code as she's trying to do all of her stuff, because there'd be like a freeze frame and a pause in between certain dialogue lines while things are going on in the background. I've heard some crazy things about what they had to do to get that game shipped when they coded it. Anyway, since the last time we saw Elto's gotten a little spiffier. Made a few little adornments for their crafting outfit. Actually have a little gathering axe as well. That's cute. I kind of like that they have Elto's outfit change over the course of this whole set of quests, though. It's kind of nice. So, it's a nice little touch, I guess. You look so uncool! How are you talking? You should be atomized. With that much damage? Yeah, I'm not shocked. So if I recall correctly, Elto is going to make a cloudfish and cheese sandwich for the dragons. If I recall correctly. We're going to see in just a moment. You're going to go visit Grandpa tomorrow? Nice, Colo. Hopefully you have a good time with Grandpa. I remember visiting my grandpa a long time ago before he passed. He always had a story on hand. He was a very good storyteller. So. Well, that's what we want. We want the dragons to come here so that humans and dragons can interact more. So. Sure. Tell me what you need and I'll lend a hand. Elto's your favorite custom delivery NPC you love her. It just feels like they gave her a lot of detail attention, you know what I mean? So. Well, I hope so. These are some solid culinary ingredients that I've created. Well, good. That's a good thing, then. Yeah, probably a good idea to take these to them, so that way you're not, what's wrong? Are you sure? You sounded like you were about to hack up a hairball, if I didn't know any better. Oh, okay. Bye. And that gets Elto up to rank 5. We are a cultivated crafter. But the real question is Elto going to leave? Let's wait for the screen to come back up so we can find out. New quest, continuing the story of Elto's efforts to learn crafting, is now available from Elto. Upon its completion, the custom deliveries list for Elto will be updated. I think I'm going to take this one just so Elto can deliver this stuff while it's still fresh, but I don't think we're going to finish this one for a little while. We're going to find out what happens here. Actually, I should probably double check and see if it's okay for me to take it. Well, whatever. She said she was going to take the stuff anyway, so let's just do this. And if they say, oh, well, she's been gone for a while, it's like, just pretend that happens off screen in between. Well, that was what we were hoping for, so. Cold flip, but you could stall more by doing the other custom deliveries from the other NPC in the firmament. Yeah, there's another NPC that you have to do a whole bunch of quests, side quests with in order to do it. I don't know if Cole would flip necessarily. I feel like Lifeblood would flip if anybody flipped. So, although Cole might say something because he'd be like, hey, wait a minute, you stalled out the Eden quest, but you're going to go do this shit? No, we're gonna work on getting Rori home. I just got to wait for him to get here. Yeah, don't leave the dragons hungry, and don't leave yourself hungry. Help you pack some snacks for the road. Do you need an escort or something? I mean, I can take you there if it's easier. Uh-huh. Okay. Bye. So probably it's gonna, like, fade to black and then fade out and be like, she's been gone for a few days. Maybe I should just finish this quest now. Just to say it's done. I was planning on finishing this one when we got to the end of the story content as like a sort of final thing, but maybe I'll just do it now. Yeah, she sounded like she had a stomach ache or something. Well, let's hope so. I'll go ask Master Arvid and we'll see what happens. Yeah, no Eden, but that! That's where you thought it would go. Yeah, pretty much. Ah, okay. So yeah, you can't make custom deliveries to Elto while this is all happening. Obviously, as you might expect. Well, you know, I can kind of stall this, actually. Because I can say, well, you know, maybe it's just, you know, maybe we should give Elto some time to go see the dragons. Maybe they're just, you know, talking about the culinary goodness that Elto made. Maybe she's so swamped with new orders that we should give her some time before we make any untoward assumptions. So. Should actually do firmament content. You want this song. Yeah, I think you can get this as an orchestrion role for scripts, if I remember correctly. If you can get it for scripts, the best way that I've found to get scripts is to do fishing, actually, in Diadem. If you go into there as a level 80 or above fisher, you can catch, I forget what they're called, but they're like grade 4 sky builders something or another. There's like some fish that are worth about 4 scripts each, fish that are worth 5 each, fish that are worth 12 each, and then there's one that you can catch occasionally that's worth like 128 scripts by itself, which is an incredible amount of scripts by comparison to everything else you can do in Diadem. So, like, you could go fishing for half an hour and end up with 500 scripts. It's kind of ridiculous. So, yes, Diadem, indeed, Cole, because Cole wants to die when he hears anything has to do with Diadem. Ready for the call, Cole? I was thinking about whether or not to complete this Elto quest, but I can complete it later once we give Elto a couple of days. Cole is ready for call, yes. Okay, I will call him. There you go. Oh, hi.
Damn, no stream notification?
Yeah,
Fucking hell, you're slipping.
Yeah, I forgot to send it to you today because I worked out a little late, and then I was like, fuck, I'm running around all over the place. So.
Fiddlesticks.
That's my bad. Okay,
Damn,
so.
Jimmy, I can't believe it. Can't believe you've done this.
I can't believe that I'm the one that's not doing something I'm supposed to do.
Even though I should be here on time. Oh, I have been fingerprinted for my new job. Damn, that's a serious-ass job.
Well, it depends on if it's like a thumbprint check-in thing, because we used to have those at the outlet mall when I worked there. You'd check in with your thumbprint. So.
On today's episode of Way Too Many Fucking Things Got Announced today, Ultra Kill's P2 stage came out, and everybody's already getting perfect scores in it. Persona 5's getting a mobile game spin-off. Which, to the surprise of no one, everyone's excited about.
As they should be, I think. Oh,
we got a Gundam Persona now. We got a Batman Persona.
Oh my god.
And the main character actually has red hair, so working with the theme.
Supporting the U.S. government, this is for your background check. Okay, well, that makes sense, because some workplaces do. They have a background check for you to, you know, make sure you're legit, I guess. Ah, I see that you are already here, ready for the after party.
Fucking sorry, a Batman Persona and a Gundam Persona? I'm gonna send you the Twitter link, Marie.
Since this is gonna be a party, I'm going to dress in my silly outfit. So there we go.
Yeah, I guess you could say it's... What should I?
Yes, that's the
thing.
Safekeeping! The after party. Then we'll talk about why I was in Ishgard in the first place at the beginning of this episode. It wasn't just to go see Elto. I had other things to do as well. Plaguebringers are serious business. No, not silly. Well, this is my silly outfit because it's a little bit more outward than a lot of my other outfits, I guess. Well, I was waiting for Rori, Cyella, because this is the last little bit of time that Rory's gonna spend here for a while, probably, so.
You still haven't told me anything. You've literally said absolutely nothing.
I'm gonna get to it.
You've been saying that since we started fighting Emmett Selk.
Well, I have all the answers now, so I can explain it to you in clear and plain English. Because I basically had to translate the ether physicist from the Charlian. Well, actually, I gave Ardbert's crystal back to his Amaro companion, but I have all the other crystals still. So, yeah. Well, I don't see why not. You were a keeper at one point. Might as well be a keeper again. You were pretty good at it before. Yeah, I don't know what I'd do with them burning a hole in my pocket back in the source anyway. They wouldn't really make any sense to take them. Might as well bury them in their homes, you know. I don't really think it's that big of a decision. It sounds like pretty much a no-brainer, but...
Cole, I see way too much Margaret in the new Velvet Room attendant. I don't know how they managed it, but they made Margaret but hotter. What the fuck, Richard? I don't understand.
Order some for Rori. She might need it where she's going. That is a big... Yeah, that is a big decision, isn't it? Oh, he owes you drinks, plural? Okay, sure, I'll go make sure that Tainer doesn't get into anything
owes me
alcoholic.
drinks, plural.
Well, I guess we're waiting with Sarig and Tainer for the... This is gonna be a party because Giat wants ale, which means everyone except Tainer is gonna drink. Well, Tainer and me. Actually, I don't know how well Granson holds his liquor. He seems like too strung up for it, but we'll see.
Giat is about to bleed Lurik dry.
Yes, she is. Doing this quest series. Actually, this is the last quest in this series that we're gonna do. We didn't do the... if you did the extreme trials for the Warring Triad, and I think the Heaven's Ward trials as well, you can actually get Anukalai back to the first so that him and Cyella can talk about their good old days when they both lived in the Void. And I was planning on doing that for Endwalker before I decided I didn't want to go any further than Shadowbringers, so... Yeah. It was cut.
Doesn't get any goddamn.
It was cut. Moreover than that,
just doesn't get to go home.
Moreover than that, judging by my plans for hijacking the cannon, I don't think Anukalai and Cyella are going to want to go back to the Void. We'll talk about that. So, yes, it is a disaster.
Has told me a fair bit of how he plans to hijack the cannon, but how he plans to do it is still
I'm still holding the exact minutia as a bit of a secret. Mostly because Cole still needs to give me the 4 screenshots I need for it, so...
I'm working on it.
Well, you'll have time, because I'm going to do the Allied Beast Tribe quest for Heaven's Ward and Stormblood before we work on patch 5.4, so... you'll have time, basically, where I'm doing stuff and you won't have anything to do, so... Anyway, Giat rounded up the rest of our motley crew. I don't think they even brought the drinks out yet. Did we get an appetizer? If we didn't, I can cook one. Yeah, I guess I do have something important to say, so... Yeah, I didn't know it had prerequisites. Yeah, so in order to get Anukalai home, you have to finish all of his quests, basically. So...
Every single one.
So that way, you... Like, once you've exhausted his quest lines, because otherwise it'll end up being like a Menphilia or Urianger thing, where if you didn't do their quests, they'll still be in the Waking Sands, even though they're either dead or in the first. So... They wanted to avoid that, and they said, okay, so Anukalai's quest line has to be done.
Dies in canon. Chooses not to die until you finish all their quests.
Yeah. Yeah, so she's from the Void, actually, believe it or not. I don't even know if you guys know what the Void is. Well, Tainer would know what the Void is, because we kind of meddled with it a little bit. Lurik, she's... an Elysian. That's why she's youthful, because she's an Elysian, so they age like fine wine.
Wait for it. I love this shot.
Of course you were quaffing ale and having a grand time.
Oh, the next one.
Really?
The horror.
Are you sure, Giat? Because, I mean, I guess if she collected your tab... Yeah, no, I feel like that's probably the more...
The Shadow Keeper.
I feel like that's the more likely, Tainer. Yeah, I guess I kind of wanted to get you guys' opinion on it, because you did help me hunt them, so... Right. So that's why I figured it's probably best if they were laid to rest here, too. The real question is, would Lammet want to be buried in Tomra or somewhere else? Probably, like, right next to Ardbert, actually. Because from what I understand, Lammet and Ardbert had a complicated relationship.
That's one way of putting it.
Complicated.
Very complicated.
Okay, Giat's ready to drink. I'll get the hors d'oeuvres.
Oh, they are.
To your health. Oh boy. Granson, about that juice, that's not even remotely juice.
No.
Granson, don't drink that. That's Giat's special blend. Goodbye. This is why I wanted to do this quest line, because they just bring the Hildebrand stuff in.
Oh my god, he's fucking dead!
They just bring in the Hildebrand physics for a little while, and it's always fun when they bring the Hildebrand physics in. Also, Sarek is
God.
dying. He's still stuck there. He's been stuck, paralyzed on the floor for hours.
Grandson, bonk bonk.
Yeah, just
knocking on his head like a goddamn.
Define complicated. It was unrequited love. It hurts to relate so much. Yeah, I guess that's a good way of putting it. That's more on the nose. Well, I mean, that's what happens when I bring all the people that slew the Cardinal Virtues together. We just make a mess of things. Just look at the Hero's Gauntlet. Well, yeah, I think that yeah, they would know best, but also these crystals were members of your party at one point, so I think it's only right to leave them with you, Story Keeper. Slightly less awkward title than previously. That's a number I don't recognize. I'll just leave it here so that it's not sitting on the desk and let it roll over. Oh, they hung up. Okay.
Cool.
Well, that saves me the trouble, I guess. Giat literally did an LB3 that she said was refined or something along those lines in her exile. She wasn't exiled that long. She's like, one dwarven decking coming right up. Destroyed that paladin. Yeah, that was my phone, yeah.
Put that man to God.
Alright, let's go to my messages while the crystals are gleaming and see if that's a spam call that my thing didn't catch. No, it's not a spam call, according to my spam filter. Well, Cyella, I think they know where they belong, and it looks like they belong with you. Well, I'm sure they're glad to be back with you, even if you deceived them. They didn't seem too upset by it, for what it's worth. Because they were your friends. And even with 100 years of separation, I don't think that'll ever change. Well, yeah, they're all anime protagonists, basically, so, like, is that too shocking to you? I guess so, because you're crying about it. Console her, damn it! Put a hand on her shoulder. Do something other than watch Giat drink.
Giat fucking chugging ale in the background.
So anyway, this was just kind of a nice little send-off for you know, the Cardinal Virtues, for Cyella, for our party members that helped us with it. So I figured, you know what, it's probably a good idea to do it, because then I can get rid of the crystals and also get a good quest out of it, you know. So.
You doing alright over here, grandson?
Oh yeah, he's, tell me what he says over there. Because I don't know if I can see it now that I clicked on Cyella.
This ellipsis heaves is why I don't drink.
Fair enough.
Branson fucking dies.
As you should, Cyella. And that takes care of that. This questline is the kind of shit you need from 14. You need this kind of stuff in your games, makes the game seem alive. Yeah, and that's one of the reasons why I wanted to do this one, because I've enjoyed the Cardinal Virtues quests and Ciella's quests before this. So I was like, no, let's just put an end note on it, you know. But yeah, in order to accept the next quest, which has to do with getting a Nuclei up to the first so he can chill with Cyella and the rest of the gang, you have to complete, let's see, Ravana Extreme, Bismarck Extreme, Fiend, Demon, and Goddess Extreme.
God damn!
Which we could probably do with 2 people at this point, but we're not going to do that because, again, the way that I'm going to hijack the canon, I don't think they're going to want to go back to the Void. Anyway, speaking of running around to places that we don't need to go, I made all of the adjustments that I needed to make back in the source, so are you ready to go back? Did you do everything you needed to do? Well,
you still haven't told me what's wrong here, so...
So just imagine that there's a big blue exclamation point over Rori's head for the next quest, and the next quest is called Rori Come Home.
Home.
Alright, so come with me. We gotta go to Spadgerix, because I need to set you down in a medical office, because I want to make sure there's a doctor looking at you while you get transported back.
Ah!
So that you're not ping-ponging around the dimensions.
I love that.
You did that back in Heaven's Ward, so yeah, and if you already did it, then it's like, okay. Then you don't have to worry about it so much. I did not do any of that, but, well, it's there. Alright, Miss Kessamil. I have another patient for you. Well, yes, I hope that you'll
waiting for me to arrive.
Keep an eye on Ricky T.O.
Fast-ass legs.
I'm going to need someone to be her master as the apprentice. Okay, so sit on this bed, because this is your bed now for the foreseeable future. Can you doze on this bed or just sit? Like the /doze emote. You'll doze while sitting, but
You need a /lay down emote.
I think if you stand up, you can just doze and then it'll have you lay down. So, I think. If it's an actual bed. No, it's not an actual bed. So just sit on the side of it and I'll have Miss Kessamil give you the solution. So here's the gist
/lay down does not exist. Pain.
Yeah, /lay down doesn't exist. I mean, you can, /play dead like this. Hold on. If you have that, but that's like, you have to buy that, so.
Fair enough. You were saying?
Anyway, so I'm going to have Miss Kessamil give you a solution to put you into a sleep state, because your situation is a little bit different from the rest of the Scions. Okay, so you know how the soul... Well, okay, so Mikoto told me this when I was back in the source. So basically, everybody's ether is composed of their body, their soul, and their memories. So when the Scions came here, their bodies were back in the source, but their souls and their memories were in the first. Your case is a little bit different, according to what the ether physicist from the Sharlayan said after his entire deduction that he did on you and Ishgard, which has taken pretty much since I got here. He has come to the conclusion that your body and soul are both in the source, but your memories are the only things that are here. And what you are right now is you are a walking cluster of memories. Just gonna wait for that one to sink in. Yeah, there we go. So we couldn't figure out how it was possible, but then I thought about it, and you were in a Garlean research facility before you left Garlemald, yes? I know you don't like reliving those days, but I think the research that they were doing on you was to tap into a specific type of resonant powers, because that would have been about 20 years ago. They were fighting the war in Doma and in Girabania at the time. And I think the super soldier program that you were in was ultimately trying to create soldiers that could be in literally 2 places at once. So your resonant powers allow you to literally be in 2 places at once. And if you tap into them and practice them enough. What you did here was you projected a little bit too hard this time, which is why you're in a coma in the source. So
I will say it once, I will say it twice. What?
Well, that's the deduction that we came to. I mean, it could be wrong, but that's what we're thinking it's going to be. Also, because of the fact that you're literally a cluster of memories and you don't have your body and soul with you, that's why you can't see out of one eye, and why you couldn't handle this whole problem by yourself. Because you're only at 1/3 of your normal strength.
But I'm split in half.
No, your body and your soul, 66% of you is in the source, and 33% of you, your memories, are in the first.
Okay, listen, I'm no ether physicist. How do we fix this?
So, here is my plan. Basically, we're going to have you deep dive. I'm going to have Miss Kessamil put you to sleep, and then Feo-Ul is going to direct your memories across the shard to the shards to the source in the space between worlds. What this is going to look like for you, because basically here's how it's going to work. I have the Dreamstone, which is right here. This Dreamstone is used by Bosnian seers to allow people to look into memories and potentially change them to eliminate their PTSD. I powered it up using some of the light ether that I still have in my body, so now we're at a ratio of 2:2. So I'm perfectly balanced, although I'm still higher than most people. But I powered it back up, and we're going to use this while you are sleeping to bring your memories into an etheric line, let's see. This is where it gets really complicated metaphysical bullshit, but basically I used the other two pieces of ether that I have, Ardbert's ether and Titania's, which are what's left, to create an etheric tether between your body, well, your memories that are here, and your body in the source. What that's going to look like might look a little strange, but it might also look exactly like the last thing you saw before you ended up in the first. So, basically, I'm going to have Feoul direct you onto this etheric line. I'm going to jump into your memories with Feoul and Tyrbeck and Onlot's help, and we're going to direct you back to your body. Hopefully this doesn't happen again in the future, because then if you practice this maybe by not jumping across dimensions, you'll be able to be in two places at once and still be conscious, but this was your first time, so it might be... This one was a little complex. So that's the gist of it. Any questions?
I am looking forward to breathing source air again.
Okay, that's not a question, but yes, you will be breathing source air again. Also, be on a tank, because if this manifests what I think it's going to manifest, we're basically going to be doing a dungeon with 2 people, so, yeah.
Understandable. Let's go.
Okay, so, you stay here. Miss Kesamil is going to give you a drink, and you will drink it, and then you will go to sleep. And Feoul will let me know, so I'm going to go to Ilmeg. Feoul will let me know when you are sleeping. And when you are sleeping, we will go to the place we need to go. So let me go back here. I want to apologize to the audience. I know this is a lot of tell, don't show storytelling, which is normally not my cup of tea, but there's no fucking way that they're going to be able to show this in the game. I mean, okay, we're going to show it because the dungeon we're going to do is going to do it, but you know. Be fair, the rest of that quest line's hilarious. I know that near unpronounceable name. Literally your reaction to seeing his name pop up again. Oh yeah, Anukalai. Yeah, that makes sense.
Imagine being able to pronounce that name. Can't be me.
Okay, I'm here with Tyrbeck and Onlot, and Feoul is probably already in the Dream Realm. The inspector's here. I don't know, he might join us with it. So, Feoul, how's Rori doing over there? I don't hear anything. Does that mean Rori is sleeping? Noises. I was gonna say, is Rori snoring?
Yes.
Okay, well, that's a good thing. Because that means what I can do. I mean, tell not show is still good and probably not. Especially in this case, it's necessary because, like, this is entirely original storytelling, basically. Alright, the other thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to turn off the in-game BGM because we have another set of custom music for this one. Colt, do you have your external hard drive plugged in with the music?
I'm plugging it in as we speak.
Okay.
Fuck.
So you let me know when you are ready. And the last thing that you remember before ending up in the first is where we're going to go. And that means the Ghimlyt Dark. Whether or not we'll meet with resistance is entirely dependent on whether your memories are similar to Sid's memories, but we'll see how this all goes. Now you know why I did all of those other side quests, by the way, throughout the game, is there's a ton of side quests where it's like, I don't know if a lot of these make sense for the character to do, why not just get the game over with? Well, the Pixie quests, Sid's quest with the Balja incident, there's a whole bunch of different ones that are basically like, no, this is how we're going to get Rori home, because I had to deduce all of this stuff in order to figure out how to get her home. So,
I am prepared.
Okay. Now, one thing before we go in, have you listened to any of the music that I sent you yet?
I have not.
Okay, so this will be an entirely new experience for you. So before we go in, I'll just give a shout out. Special thanks to Gil Studio for providing this whole suite of custom music for the Ghimlyt Dark. He's providing it without... I'm taking it from him without his permission, but you know, I'm sure he'll forgive me later. Anyway, so you're ready to go into Ghimlyt, because that's probably where your memories are going to take us.
I assume that you have it all queued up and so everyone on stream can hear it.
Yes. Yes, I do.
Let's get this bread.
Actually, I just remembered something. I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do this. I'm going to go into character
I have
config.
A plan.
And I'm going to turn off skip playback of previously viewed scenario cutscenes so that way the music has time to build up. And I mean, we've seen all this before, sure, but then there's no, like, skipping.
I'm going to do the same thing.
Yeah, probably a good
with
idea.
One also correction.
Okay. My BGM was at
This may
66.
take me a
I just
second.
gotta remember. Well, just let me know when you're done. It's all good. It's not like this is gonna take us more than 15 minutes. We are geared. This is what, eye level 360 normally? Yeah, so we'll be fine. I think. I'm pretty sure. I might have to DPS harder, but you know.
Do not underestimate my power.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, so let me know when you're ready and off we'll go. Into Rori's memories. But basically what's going to happen is once we reach the end of this road, it should be right about where you fell in battle against Xenosolidibus. So then Feaul will just direct your cluster of memories to your sleeping body in Ishgard, and I'll meet you in Ishgard once it's done. Because I have a gift for you. And it's not 3 high-quality coffee biscuits, unless you want that. So. Is your gear at any part of Shadowbringers endgame? If so, you should be good. Yes, my gear is eye level 500. I think Cole's at like, what, 517 or something? So, did you say you're ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, in we
Actually,
go.
let me turn off this Canario cutscenes. Where's that in settings?
So go to System, Character Configuration. And it's on the first page on control settings. There's a section said cutscene skipping. This top one is skip playback of previously viewed scenario cutscenes. If you turn that off, it'll play the rest of, like, the Ghimlyt cutscenes for you. Okay.
Oh, hang on. Character. I'm losing my mind. There it is.
Yeah, System, Character Configuration. And then cutscene skipping is the header. It's right there when you first open it up. It's under control settings if you're not on that one.
Oh.
So like control settings, it's in the general tab, cutscene skipping right near the middle bottom.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
good.
skip playback of
now.
previously viewed scenario cutscenes. So just turn that off and it'll let you play it. Not in full Crypt Lurker call? Well, he did go on vacation for 2 weeks, so he Crypt Lurker hunting might have taken a little longer. Alright, you good?
Yep.
Okay, let's do this. And in we go. So let me do this, and this, and then wait for it to pop up. Music might start out a little bit low because of all the, you know, explosions, but that's okay.
There was one thing I did prepare for.
What's that?
This.
Oh, good. We have a light party. We have our DPSs in Hein and Yugiri. Okay, so Eos, you're up.
I have my hat again.
Yeah, I was going to say, you should be able to see in here now, because there's an etheric tether between your body and the first, where your memories were, so... Alright, whenever you're ready, let's do this. Hein, Yugiri, you're our DPSs. That'll make this a light party.
Let's get this spread.
Forward! Forward!
And don't be afraid to just full pull, because we'll get rid of them faster. This track is 20 minutes long on the extension, so it should be long enough to get us through, but if it's not, I'll just, I don't know, we can just loop it to the end, so...
I've already looped it.
Oh, okay.
Because my music player on my computer can just do that, apparently.
Rendition of this theme is dope. Oh, it's absolutely great. He gave himself carpal tunnel playing this, unfortunately, which is why I absolutely had to throw it in, because I was like, no, this man went through too much work for me to not put this in. Okay, off we go. There are 2 other songs that he has as well for this, for the custom OST. I'm not going to use the generic boss theme that normally plays here. I got 2 other tracks that he also played that are going to be our sub-boss theme and regular boss theme, so...
See those in the playlist as well.
Yes. They are not marked with their actual titles because I want the final boss one to be a surprise for Cole, kind of. So. But yeah, basically, once we aggro the boss, just swap to the sub-boss theme.
which is the second track in this playlist, I believe.
Yeah,
you have them in order.
It's the second track. Yeah, I have them in order. We'll just have you go to the other one later, once we get to the final boss. But it looks like the loops shouldn't need to be looped themselves, because 20 minutes is plenty of time for us to get in between each section. These guys are
I will give you my literal entire bank account if you upload these to your channel as private videos so I can use them for my D&D sessions.
You have the files now, so you can just use them. I mean, I guess you can't make them public, but...
It's because I use a music bot for my D&D sessions, and those play YouTube videos directly, which is why I'm always yelling at you that I want you to make extensions for me and then upload them.
Oh, okay, fair enough. Let me read Marie's comment before you tackle this guy to death. To be fair, you like the way you handled the canon. The most you did was have your character fake being a master artisan when the only title they have any claim to is master culinarian. Oh, we've done a lot of thinking about how we wanted this to happen, and I just totally let Cole go absolutely nuts with whatever he wanted to do with Rory's story. So I said, just do what you feel like, and we'll move from there. And this is the result, so hopefully it came out somewhat satisfactory. Alright, ready? I'll just add loading first. Okay. Just, you know, let people register which song is playing in the background. I actually don't know if people will register which song is playing in the background, but it should sound somewhat familiar to people who've watched the streams in the past year or two. I'll post all of the tracks in the description for this one.
Jesus, this man is talented!
Yeah, Gil is a really fucking talented guitarist.
On God!
He's great. I love him. He's one of my favorite relatively low sub musicians. So this is from DDS2, actually. This is the regular boss theme.
Oh, it's DDS2, you motherfucker!
Yeah. If you're saying you motherfucker now, I don't know what you're gonna say when you hear the final boss theme. Don't spoil yourself, though. You'll know in a minute. Done a good job paying attention to details in the world to make this make sense. I try to. Like I said, I like to, when I do stuff, I like to do it 100% of the way, you know what I mean? It has to be all the way.
Give it up on the stream halfway through.
Yeah. Well, at least we get to hear the whole boss theme before it, you know, like it loops itself, basically. It's not like we're cutting it off 2/3 of the way through. Because then we can hear him do the breakdown there.
I'm listening to this, I'm like, wait, this isn't from any Persona games. He hasn't streamed any.
I've streamed P5.
Terrifying.
Okay, back to the Explore theme. If you want any of this Alliance stuff, now would be the time to take it, so...
See, it would be really funny if it was just, like... fucking... if something really rare and interesting dropped here, because I've been looking... because Alliance gear is honestly really fucking cool looking.
Actually,
I do just have the files now. I could just upload these to my YouTube channel as unlisted videos.
You could, yeah, and then use them that way. I was gonna say, though, isn't some of the newer gear from Endwalker, like the 80-something gear, isn't that just Alliance gear, basically?
Basically.
Well...
there is still one extension that I want you to do, but it's strictly fucking... entirely one of those things where I'm just like, I am doing this specifically for me.
Well, fair enough. Sometimes you just need stuff for you.
Well, it's actually two.
The only cooldown I've popped this entire time has basically been Sacred Soil.
Because, like, the two extensions that I've always wanted you to do was G.A. Metal's rendition of Nightmare King from Hollow Knight, because I was going to use that as the final boss theme of one of my sessions, and then the other one is your Spirit of a Wolf remix.
Yeah.
Because that's strictly just a guilty pleasure.
I don't know if I have the master files for that one anymore. I'd have to look. Okay, let me not have a stroke while I'm trying to put Sacred now. There we go.
Like, I specifically just want a clean loop of that one, just in case I ever decide to, like, traumatize Espy in one of my sessions.
Oh my god. And down we go. Scholar's still OP. You can mitigate so hard, I know. Just funny, because Scholar gets nerfed every fucking expansion. Yeah, it does. Like, they took away Energy Drain's ability to get MP back, and I was just like, why?
What?
What did I do wrong to deserve this? Oh, I should probably poison. Okay. Don't understand, my friend. Headcanon is your default state of mind. You have so many stories that just never made it to paper. Yeah, and I mean, that happens, you know, like, if you're an avid writer, if you have that kind of imagination, sometimes there's stuff that just doesn't make it. Hey, Cole,
why didn't we do this more often?
What?
You going in and making custom music.
I thought it would be a little distracting, especially in new content. I was like, no, the new content has to stand on its own. This is stuff we've already seen, so I don't mind overwriting it. So. Okay, sub-boss theme again, so it's just the second track again once you're ready to do this. So. I'm gonna stand in my own sacred because it's probably a good idea for an AoE.
Any bit.
Hey, so if you're a Rori yourself, can you tank this thing's fire in the face? Oh god, we're gonna find out. Yes, rather easily, actually. That was...
Pansy damage.
That was a little disappointing, honestly. I kind of wanted you to melt a little bit. I'm sorry, I'm a terrible person, but I kind of wanted to watch you melt a little bit.
I did play Gunbreaker in Raid. I do know how to mitigate damage.
Yeah, I know.
Disappointing? Yes. Hilarious? Probably.
I mean, frankly, this whole thing is hilarious, considering the fact that this is basically a gigantic Dream Drop Distance reference, even though I've never played it.
And you still haven't played... On the subject of Dream Drop Distance, you still haven't played Neo The World Ends With You.
That's true. I'm sure
Despite
Rock
the fact that the
really
game is actually fucking, like, good.
Yeah, I'll try it one of these times. Maybe when I get my own Switch.
You're gonna be living with me for a while.
Yeah, I could just use your Switch, that's true.
Literally, just ask. I'm not gonna be mad if you buy games on my Switch. What do you take me for?
I'm looking forward to the 0000 we're about to see. Yep. I'm gonna run away from this, though, because I don't think I can take this very well.
I took 0 damage from all of those ticks.
That's because I catalyzed you with the Fey Illuminated Shield. Square Enix keeps trying to balance Scholar, and Scholar is so damn OP they have to neuter most of the kit to make it weaker. That's true. Okay, back to the Explore music for one last loop. Excuse me. Like, Scholar keeps getting ridiculously powerful pieces to their toolkit every X-Pack, and they just... Like, they think it's balanced, but it's not. It's not. So they end up having to take something away from it. Just pull a chunk off of you and just, like, chimera yourself. They just give you a whole bunch of new stuff, Ship of Theseus style.
Is Scholar really a Scholar anymore if its entire kit gets replaced?
I mean, I don't have leeches anymore, so... Just like
Please tell me that's not a joke.
What?
The leeches.
No, I don't have leeches anymore. The Scholar used to have leeches instead of Asuna. So...
What?
Yeah. Because it was like bloodletting, basically. It was more old school, Plague Doctor-esque ways of healing people. So,
out of my way!
Just like KOG back in Elsalt, the devs nerfed Backflip Shot, a base Rena skill just to nerf her Wind Sneaker class, thus nerfing all the Renas. Cole might remember that one.
Rena was my girl after I decided to stop being an edgelord and maining ad, and then I went back to maining ad. Because they nerfed him into the dirt all the fucking time. Oh, but he's too strong in PvP and dungeons because he does too much damage. He's literally a mad scientist. What the fuck do you want?
I'm gonna stand in this one. I catalyzed myself, so I took about 10% of my shield's worth of damage. Imagine if Lustrade still healed 25% of your target's HP flat. Oh my god. People would fucking flip out. There'd be a Scholar in every raid group.
On God.
Alliance Skirt of Striking. You gonna let me be the
It's
tank
always
this
the
time?
Alliance chess pieces that fucking
Yeah, those
everybody
ones.
wants.
There's one in the
including me.
last chest, I think, of the area. We might see it.
That's what makes this dungeon so difficult to farm for gear, because everybody wants the fucking chess piece for this place because they're like some of the good-looking military gear in the game.
See, I don't know why with the every 10 levels things, they don't just let you get one piece of gear every time like they do with the leveling ones. Like, I understand why it's done for the leveling ones, but like, why not do it for the 50, 60, 70, 80, 90 dungeons, you know? Like,
And then
I
they
guess
put the
it-
nicest looking fucking gear in the 50, 60, 70, 90 dungeons.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I guess it gives people less of a reason to do those dungeons, but I'm pretty sure it wouldn't stop people from doing them altogether. Well, I mean, I guess maybe if people like run them over and over and over and over again on the first day, they'll have some less of a reason, but... Infinity. I'm gonna go over here in case he grand swords me, so I'm not hitting the gear, you know, them. Good memory, by the way, that you remembered that they were here. I'd hate to do all this by myself.
My memory is very vivid up to this day.
Well, unfortunately, you seem to have forgotten the other party members that were here with us, but I guess at least you didn't forget about Yugiri and at least hit them behind. Speaking of which,
You think
go,
you and I
Yugiri,
were the
go!
only ones? To be fair, I'm more remembering them from the day you weren't here, when I was alone.
That's true, yeah, because they helped you then too, didn't they?
Yep. Heartbreaking lines from Rori.mov.
Well, I'm here now, and that's the most important part. Good, the music's kind of winding down just as this all starts to pop up. I remember these two. We don't have a ranged or magic LB2 for this, though, so it might take a little bit for their last bit. Yeah, we'll just take them one at a time. That's all. Oops. No, go back. There we go.
Oh, you motherfucker.
I knew you'd recognize it right away.
Of all the goddamn tracks in the world,
You want to know why?
picked this one.
You want to know why I use this one specifically?
Why?
It has almost the exact same tempo as DDS2's boss theme when he played it. Like they're almost the exact same BPM.
I'm turning this up.
As you should. This is Encounter from Crisis Core Final Fantasy VII, in case anyone didn't recognize it.
If it was the summoned, I would have cried on stream.
Well, they weren't summoned, so I said, we'll just go with Encounter.
Understandable, have a good understandable. You could have also done Way of the Soldier,
That's true.
which was the final battle against
I don't know if he
Genesis.
did those ones, though. I think he just recently discovered Crisis Core with Reunion, if I recall correctly, like the remastered one.
Reunion trips me up because I am not used to Zack's voice actor being that
Yeah.
at all.
Yeah, you're more used to the PSP version, so...
Yeah. The PSP version was fucking wild.
I'm gonna beat her up with my book. Oh, okay, there she goes. Are you sure about that? Because, I mean, we did it before.
I wish that there was like a harder version of dungeons you can go into. It'd be really funny if Rory fucking screwed up the memory for this too.
Ghimlyt Dark
So that Jimmy
Unreal.
could finally experience what it's been like for her in Eden.
Ghimlyt Dark Unreal. Want both of your opinions, chocolate icing or vanilla icing for the yellow cake you're gonna make? Well, Cole's gonna say vanilla because he doesn't like chocolate as much. I'll say chocolate because Cole's gonna say vanilla, just to be a contrarian. Okay, so
I'm
this
gonna be a-
mechanic, I know how to do this mechanic.
I'm gonna
So
be
the
a
one that's
contrarian
marked.
as well. Chocolate.
Hop, sprint, and then run over here. And that's how you dodge it. Cole also said chocolate, so I guess there's your answer. But yeah, basically you watch for the one that she kicks, and then you wait outside of its AoE, then you pop sprint, and then you run to where it was sitting, and you'll dodge that whole thing. So, That's my pro tip.
This works really fucking well for this boss fight.
Well, yeah, that's why I figured it was a good idea. I'm just gonna spread that out real quick.
How do you make Basin Counter from Crisis Core badass? You hear that track so much you're sick of it.
Yeah, well, you haven't heard it in a while, so that might be part of it.
Probably because I was more focused on other things from Reunion.
You're welcome. Okay, who do you want to fight first? I'll change strat,
I got a plan.
Okay.
Julia.
Okay.
Or no,
Nia. Well, I already changed
you know what, I'll move.
Julia, so...
I'll switch targets then!
Okay. You take Julia, I'll take Anya. And that takes care of that. Whoops. That's not what I wanted to do. Oh, well.
Unfortunately for these two, this wasn't a bad dream.
I mean, it was a nightmare for them. Expedience is the best cooldown. It is really good, isn't it? Okay, so just pretend the da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da is playing here because I can't turn on BGM.
I would have laughed my ass off if you did an extended version of the Final Fantasy VI fucking victory theme.
Good job, team.
I
yeah,
would
that
have
would have been
wheezed.
kind of funny. That would have been kind of funny. What did we get? Oh, Alliance Trousers of Aiming. Just about the least most wanted thing.
All alone at the end of the world, and all I'm doing is trying on new pants.
Basically. Okay, so this is right about where you fought Xenosolidibus. It's right down that hill down there. So Feowul is going to direct you to that spot and then straight to Ishgard where your body is. So once that happens, basically you should just pop, your memories should just pop directly into your body and you should wake up in the source. So I'll meet you in Ishgard to find out if that's what actually happened. Also take your eye patch off because you should be able to see now.
Do I still need to work on my other fucking 3 glamours to give her hats on those? Yes. Did I specifically make sure the Gunbreaker glamour was ready for this? Yes, because I'm a lunatic!
So does that mean you're tanking Ruby Weapon?
Maybe. I'm tanking one of them. No, I know which one I'm tanking.
I mean, I'm healing the first weapon because I'm insane. So I've never actually done the weapon quest, so this will be one of the things of original content that we'll be doing from here on out. Patch 5.4, I've seen. What?
Where's Rori's body specifically?
In Saint Voilerant's forum, which is if you go to the Forgotten Knight, it's to the left of the crystal, past the statue. The place where we woke up in at the end of Stormblood.
Oh, I'm fucking blind. I know where you're talking about.
Everyone laughed at Expedience before we actually got it, so once we got it, it was fucking amazing. I mean, it's like a second sprint with a damage reduction for that long. Like, that's pretty amazing. And then they can build fights around it, which I kind of wish they gave it to you earlier so they could build other fights around it, but because it would help in some of the other Shadowbringers and maybe even some Stormblood stuff, honestly. But we'll see. Never stop gushing over how Scholar is just your ideal healer. Honestly, I don't think I could play Scholar above 80 just because of button bloat, personally. Like, if we look at my 5-bar, which is where I hide all of my other stuff, my 5-bar is like half full right now, and I'd have to stick, like, Expedience and what's the other one at 82, I think it is, 86, Protraction. I'd have to stick that in my 5-bar awkwardly because I've already got all this. I guess I could take Physic off. I never use it, but... So yeah, I'd probably, I don't know, maybe I'd try Sage above 80, but that would be if I played, you know, Endwalker, which I'm not planning on at any point for right now, so. Are you in the inn room, or are you in Saint Voilerant's forum?
I'm in the Congregation of Our Knights Most Heavenly. Let me go over to the forum.
The Congregation of Our Knights Most Heavenly? Where, oh dear. Hang on, where is
literally
that?
right above the Forgotten Knight, my guy.
Oh, I see. Okay. Well, I'm going there now. I just wanted to make sure we didn't break reality at the end of this whole thing. So.
Rush reality.
There she is. She's back in the source. Running around like a maniac because she has her legs back. So do you feel more wholesome.
I got my hat back.
I see that. You got your eye back, too. So,
yeah, I know. It's great being able to see out of both eyes again.
Yeah, I imagine that's pretty nice. So I have a gift for you. I think this belongs to you now. It technically belongs to Bayek, but that's your auspice in there. You guys are going to have some stories to tell each other, I'm sure. But before you do
once
that...
I may touch it all, everything will be communicated all what...
Oh, no. Well, good luck with all that knowledge that you just acquired. Define wholesome. Body, soul, and memories all together, I guess.
So let me get this straight.
Yes.
In the time I was gone,
yes,
you managed to avert an entire-ass catastrophe that was while helping a congregation of Garleans. You managed to quell the four lords while I was gone.
Yeah, I don't know
and
why
on top
they started
of that,
up again.
you attacked and dethroned multiple gods. And they're working on super weapons!
Yes. You might want to go to the Alamegan Quarter to talk with the front guard about that one, because from what I understand, they got really fucking stuck in Ghimlyt. It's the rainy season in Ghimlyt right now, so they were trying to get the fucking thing to come through, but it's just stuck in the mud somewhere right now.
Why am I imagining Rori, like, halfway through you telling her about the super weapons? She is on the back of Cruise Chaser, surfing across the country from Ishgard.
There's just like a cloud where she used to stand, where it's like, oh, I guess she's already gone.
I must prepare my glamours real quick.
You go do that. I'll go check on Elto, actually, while you're doing that, so you can prep your glamours. I'll just finish this.
Go get my damn goggles.
Ah.
For machinist.
Yes, that version of wholesome, yes. So.
Define wholesome. Ah, well, you see.
Where am I going? Aetheryte Plaza. Rainy season. All you see in here are the Giza Plains. The elementals fucking hurt. Yeah, me too. Believe me, I have enough PTSD from the rainy season in Giza. Oh, this enemy's weak to fire? Oh, fuck. I just angered an element. Fuck! Now I'm dead.
Now I am the dead.
Yes, that's me. I am the dead.
Okay, if memory serves, I need a hat for Black Mage. I need 5 Centurio seals for my goggles, and then the last piece of gear is literally just fucking...
What are you going to hunt? Are you going to hunt the weekly hunt? I'll go with you.
I'm just going to go hunt the weekly hunt.
Tell me what it is, and I'll go with you. Watch it be in the Churning Mist, which is where this quest exits out at.
Sea of Clouds.
It's in the Sea of Clouds. Okay, well, we can go there. I'll just... What is it? Is it
Danu Volley of the Dancing Wings.
Okay, I was going to say, if it's Squonk, like...
If it's Squonk, then everything just loops back together.
Yeah, it really does. So you look up where it is, and then I'll just drive you there, I guess. Or you can drive yourself there, and we'll just kill it together. I'll bang it on the head with my Culinarian pan.
Squonk.
Well, I didn't go check with Hata long before this, but I'm pretty sure Elto is still in the Churning Mists, so... Something like that. Okay, I'll take the hammer, and I'll go check in Zenith to see what Elto is up to. Thanks, Arvid. Imagine how kid you felt. You saw an Entite going through the Ogier Yensa Sansa. Yeah, the Salamand one, if I remember correctly. That guy's a pain in the ass, but he's a good early source of... I forget, there's like one thing that you can steal from him that's a really good to have in the early game, because it lets you... like sequence break the bazaar with a really strong weapon early. So what I usually do is I wait for him to be close to one of the exits, and then I steal from him and just immediately leave. And if I don't get it, I just go back. So yeah. Excuse me. Yeah, if you don't die after you steal it, that's why the exit is directly behind me. I just send one of my party members to their death while they steal it, and then I run away.
This is not out of character at all for Jimmy.
Squonk is friend. Do you want me to go with you to the Sea of Clouds for it, or are you going to go and I'll go to the Churning Mists?
Yeah, just lowering quality on my other glamour items.
Nice. Yeah, you should probably go back
I'm very excited to see you see the hats that I've picked out for these glamours.
I was going to say, you should probably go back to the Immortal Flames and let them know that you're alive again.
Yeah, I sent Robon a text.
Oh. He has a phone?
Yeah,
Somehow...
kinda. Nanamo keeps track of it for him. Oh, that's multiple key smashes. He's forgetting how to type again.
I was gonna say, somehow I find that more strange than me having a tombstone.
Not everyone is technologically illiterate.
Just
like
me. Just me. No, didn't have that option. It was on the oil tankers. Oh yeah, then you're pretty much SOL in that regard. Oh no. Alright, I'm waiting at the airship thing to go to Cloud Top. But like I said, look up where Sinu Valley is.
I'm already doing it.
So that way I know if it's on the upper or lower section.
North side.
North side? Okay, so when you come to the airship thing, I have a shortcut. So when
Do you know?
When you are here...
Where's the shortcut?
Aethinium, Astrologicum, and Ishgard.
Ah, yes, Astro. The healer that I was thinking about playing all the way back in the day.
I'll be honest, I was actually thinking about picking up Astro for Shadowbringers at one point. This was back in patch like 5.2 when I actually really enjoyed Astro, and then they like got rid of sleeve draw, and I got really fucking upset and didn't take it. So, should I play Blue Mage here? Will that give you too much PTSD now that you're whole and hearty again?
As long as you don't blow up at any point while we're there.
I don't even have that on my bar. I do have Eruption though. Okay, this way. Trauma sucks. Help me, therapy probably isn't going to be viable until you start your ninja. Yeah, well, sorry to hear that. Hopefully you endure until then. Oh, I was going to say, do you want to go on the car?
Don't you think you've driven around enough in these areas?
Probably. That's why I'm going to let Parvati fly for me.
Wait.
Hoot? Is it time for Hoot to fly through the skies of the source again? Let's just say that Confucius brought him back with the Pegasus Magi. Speaking of which, I have to give Confucius back the Pegasus Magi. He has to take that back home. Ah, there's Akundunaki. Oh look, there's a triple triad person here. I'm gonna play triple triad while you look for Sinu Valley. Sleeve draw is still on your bar. Gone but never forgotten. Yeah, I know. I'm still sad about it.
Already.
I really, actually, like, sleeve draw felt like a... You know how DPSs have a burst phase at the beginning of a boss fight? Sleeve draw in 5.2 felt like a burst phase because you could pull 3 cards out and then just have a card hanging out for yourself. So then you'd give the whole party a damage up.
Found
and then
him.
use divination. So, oh wow, you found him already?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll come back, Linu Valley. Hang on, I gotta go help my friend kill something. Actually, I think since it's a Vali, I think that's a female. I'm a little more well-versed in Vanu physics now.
Given how long I've been gone, I'm not surprised.
Oh yeah, I guess I didn't tell you. I also, I helped the Vanu find a new home. That was the island we just flew over. I helped the Kojin fill out their vault again. So that's also a thing.
Oh.
So I've been busy.
I see you're still getting involved in the beast tribes.
Because I like...
Surprised you weren't helping out anybody in the first.
Because I like helping the beast tribes. I was helping out the pixies in the first, so...
Fair enough. But to
Can
send
I
you to
fly
God!
from here? Yes, I can. Okay, well... Not this time. Oh, you fully resist deep freeze. Wow, that's more than most people. Goodbye.
And now I can acquire.
Okay,
The
you
last
go
town.
acquire. Mizuko and I will go back to Linu Valley. I'll go play some card games.
So, well, out of character, we're actually going to be going off doing the weapon quest today, right?
As soon as you're done with your glamours, yeah. I'm just giving you a chance to get your glamours up, and then we'll go do those. They start in
boy,
the
I can't
Alamegan
wait.
Quarter. I'm planning on at least fighting Ruby today. I don't think... I think it's going to take
genuinely
too long
think-
to get past that part, though. So, like, I think we'll get to
Ruby-
Ruby and the instance, and that's it.
Yeah, that's the, that's what I was going to say.
So, because basically in between each weapon quest, I'm going to do one of the Allied Beast Tribe quest sets that I have left. So we'll be coming back to the Heaven's Ward Beast Tribes after we fight Ruby Weapon and do the instance after that, which is probably going to be absolutely silly because Cole and I had a plan for that one too that we've been sitting on for a long time. Okay, reverse and cast. Do you remember the gimmick that we're doing for that instance?
Oh, yes, I do.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's too good of
How
a
could I
joke.
forget? It's one of the stupidest jokes we've ever come up with.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it's my turn first. And I have to play Noctis first. God damn it. Whatever. Just don't have an 8. Oh my god. Oh yeah, reverse. I was like, wait a minute, how do you have something that'll do that? It's because of reverse, that's how.
No.
So then Hirschfont can flip Noctis. There we go. And then, let's see. I don't think I can flip this because I have 8s and stuff. Yeah, so I guess I do this.
I want you to know that I bought 378 E3 tickets a while ago. That was only the Allied seals. I didn't touch my Centurial seals.
Jesus.
I am dumb, Linu Vali, but thank you for the draw. Reverse always messes me up because I'm always like, oh no, the bigger numbers win. And it's like, oh no, the smaller numbers win. Nani.
Nani.
Okay, so should I meet you in the Almegan Quarter, or do you want me to stay in Ishgard so I can look at your glamours when they're done? In the
still dying stuff. Hang on.
In the pale limelight of the Forgotten Night.
If you want, I have Rori's steampunk black mage gear finally done.
Oh, there you go.
Given that the theme for her is this expansion is technology.
Technology. I'll go to
technology.
I'll go sit by the fireplace and you can hit me up when you're done, and then after that we will collectively go and start the weapon quests. By the way, judging by how this is going so far, I have a rough estimate in terms of how many more streams we have. It's either going to be 5 more after this or 6 more, depending on queue times. So basically, we will get done at latest at the stream before April Fool's Day. So this could not have been done more perfectly because I have an April Fool's plan for this year. So
you are a genius. Oh no.
You still have internal release on your monk bar? I barely even remember internal release. I'm pretty sure it was in Stormblood, though. Or maybe I'm misremembering. Do you remember that it was a fucking 30% crit buff every, think, 90 seconds? Jesus. It's like Battle Litany on crack. Someone is hurting themselves in this inn room. They're jumping off of the railing. It's a drunk gunbreaker. So
I have acquired.
I was going to say, what was the oh no? Was that something not dying properly, or?
It was me not realizing about dyes, but I figured it out.
Oh, okay. Do you need any dyes? Because I can get literally any dye in the game thanks to all the beast tribes I've maxed out.
Understandable. Fuck it, I'm giving Rory a haircut while I'm here too.
Hey, say hi to Jandalin. You haven't seen him since... When was the last time Rory got a haircut?
The last time I had to switch over to Auspice Rory out of character.
Yeah, well, yeah. Wonder if Rory's hair would have grown while she was in a coma. Probably, right? Because like her body and soul are there, which means that all of the faculties in her body, like in her biology, that would make her hair grow would still happen, I think. I don't know, I ain't an ether physicist. You saw Jandalin yesterday doing post-Moogle quest. Yeah, I used my token that I had from the post-Moogle quest to give myself the haircut that I've had for all of Shadowbringers here. It's a much more stylish look, to be honest. I like it a lot. So... I'm just looking at my wristband that I have, and I'm still baffled by the fact that this teeny tiny little wristband they have here is a level 90 leatherworker recipe in a master leatherworker book. It's like... It's 2 little wristbands. I mean, the Children of Doma gave it to me in character, but out of character. Like, seriously?
That's why it's so powerful.
Yeah, I guess. That's why I'm okay as a blue mage no matter where I go, even if they're a higher level than me. Just don't tell Xenos that.
My friend.
Oh, by the way, are you going to be happy to see Xenos again, now that Elidibus is out of his body?
Hoping he stayed dead this time.
No,
he killed him, but...
No, he took his body back after Elidibus unfleshbagged him.
Of course he did.
Of course he did. And to the audience, if your question is, how do I know that? Even though I never saw those cutscenes. Well, I have an intelligence network, but I have my ways. Okay, Rory's glamours are done. Can I see you here? Go in front of the fireplace so I can see if I can see you better. Yeah, there we go. I can kind of see you better.
So, rocking her Heavensward haircut again.
Ah.
But without the part in front to cover up her Garlean mark.
There you go.
Got her hair a little pampered.
Because I was going to say she shouldn't be ashamed of the Garlean mark at this point.
So this is Gunbreaker, obviously. I'm going to look at you while I do this so you can actually see my face.
Yes.
So Gunbreaker, obviously.
Yes.
Sage, it's very easy. It's very easy to see the new hat.
Yeah,
it's kind of a hairpin.
Like a circlet, basically, yeah, or like a scintillant circlet.
Got a nice hairpin there.
Hey.
If we were in 90 gear, her gear would be, her glamour would be much different.
Mm-hmm.
Machinist.
Of course. Gotta have the
goggles.
Yeah. And they visor. That's cool.
And the one I'm most proud of.
You know, that is so on brand, actually. What is the hat?
That is the Neo-ish Guardian hat of casting.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I guess it figures. Our magic DPS glamours can be our silly glamours. I look like I jumped out of a Plague Doctor convention, and you look like Alice in Wonderland.
Oh God.
Okay.
There's probably some modifications I can make to these glamours, but
they look
like
good.
I'd probably get. I could
like
probably get the Neo-ish Guardian boots for the fucking steampunk black mage glamour, and I might change out the helmet on Sage for something else. I use a lot of Lost Allegan gear for this, if you can't tell.
Yeah, well that makes sense. I mean, Rori is that kind of like steampunky sort of person, so.
Aggressively steampunk.
You gave a friend a heart attack by accident, told him don't say anything, and you traded him the item he asked for and 200,000. His reaction, why? I said don't say anything. Oh boy. That's funny though. Okay, so are we ready to go to the Alamegan Quarter so that we can ask them if the rainy season has stopped? Actually, I'm going to go repair before we go there, just so it's done. I don't even know if I need to repair, considering we did that. Yeah, I was going to say it wasn't an actual instance, it was just us doing the thingy-majigger.
The thing.
Just doing the, you know, with Epic Echo and all that. What am I looking for? Unregistered party, that's what I'm looking for. Which I need to turn off, because if we're going to go into Ruby Weapon, we don't want to go in there with 2 people. Excuse me. It wouldn't work out too well, especially since I've never seen the fight before. Actually, thinking about it, I think there's actually more content for the rest of our streams here with this game that I have never seen before than there is stuff that I have played before. Because there's the weapons quest, and then there's one quest line that I sort of started and then, well, forgot about in character, and I'm going to have a moment after 5.4 is over where I'm like, God damn it, I forgot about this person. So. Stretch break! Okay, I'm stretched out. Thank you for giving you something to spend, Lisa. I kind of figured. I was thinking about making one that was just a, hey Marie, spend on this, and it was going to be like 50,000. But it would have done nothing, so, you know. Don't even joke about Alice in Wonderland. A game you play literally has the devs being super on point with the post-game final boss. Her ID in the code is literally alice.object. Oh boy. So, are you done with your glamours for now?
I am prepared.
Okay, let's go to the Alamegan Quarter. That's not the Alamegan Quarter.
I have broken 324k.
I am not shocked.
I'm keeping mine at around 69,000 because jokes.
Nice.
Whenever you're ready.
I'm teleporting, so just accept the teleport. And we'll be in the right spot. Is there a teleport spot near there? No, because this isn't like the same thing. Okay.
So we're dealing with Garlean super weapons, so Rori is going to be playing Machinist for the first one.
For the first one. Hey. Alright, sounds like a plan. Let's go have a chat with the individual who, the Porta Praetoria
the Hammerhead
guard
Station theme just works with the machinist aesthetic.
I kind of figured. Okay, Ruby Doomsday. Oh yeah, you get to see Gaius again. He's having a whole lot of fun since the last time we saw him.
Oh yeah, last time I saw him was in the burn. I almost shot him.
Yeah, well, don't have an itchy trigger finger this time. He's helping us this time, so...
Shotgun's always loaded.
Yeah, well, true.
You never know, given how much we've been ambushed in cutscenes and I've been caught unawares. God knows you can't get gun blades loaded. Those things fire if you flick if the wind blows on the trigger too hard.
Well, it looks like Gaius hasn't really been having much success so far, so I suppose that means that it's up to us to, you know, form the vanguard for him, which, I mean, you know, that makes sense. Oh, look, GG. You have to use the ether. You have to use the ether from these weapons to power up your son, so he can come back and grace us all with the Time Mage job.
God, if only. God, give me another magic DPS that's just Chrono Mage.
Actually, I figured Time Mage was going to be a healer. The way that I saw it with Time Mage, I think we talked about it when we played Stormblood, but basically because they can turn back time, they can basically just erase wounds by turning time back.
The LB3 is literally just moving the mechanics backwards.
Mm-hmm. Something like that.
You get raid-wide, it wipes the entire party except for the Time Mage. It just goes... Just the fucking King Crimson noise.
Just the world just happening right there. But I don't think they're going to ever make Time Mage because it would require you having done the Hildebrand quest. Although, to be fair, you have to do the Hildebrand quest, do the not the resistance weapons, but the Endwalker purple weapons, right?
That one quest where you have to kill the gentlemanly zombies has never been done more in my entire time around.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I believe
there are people camping that shit, setting up 8-man parties, and just waiting.
Yep, I believe it. And I think they increased the spawn rate on that one, because I remember before we had to wait like 30 minutes for it to spawn when we first did the Hildebrand quest, but now it spawns like every 10 minutes.
Oh.
Alright, let's go find this other resistance officer who can take us to the front lines, I suppose. Feel like we're just back in Stormblood again. Like we were just here a few months ago. Oh, I passed him. There he is.
Alright, let's go kill some Garlean super weapons.
Off to Alliance HQ. You linked us both a DLC version of the Alice.object fight. Have fun. Don't watch if you can't do flashing lights. Oh, Jesus Christ. It's one of those, huh? Oh, boy.
Ghimlyt Dark's air. It still smells like shit here.
With Scala's music. It's a little strange, but Scala's music's not bad. Gaius? Well, I don't have to worry about my friends anymore. They're all back to the source, so now I can focus entirely on this dimension. Especially since I already took care of giving Cyella back the crystals, so... Yes, what's the sit rep? Okay. And did they, like, comb the Praetorium for the wreckage of the old Ultima and retrofit it, or...? Okay. I'm gonna guess that didn't go so well. Yeah, they probably figured that that was a, you know, a problem with the old Ultima weapon, and they, you know, shored up that weakness. Yeah. I could see how that would be a bit of a problem, yeah. Oh. Well, okay then. Whip-like claws on a robot. I'm trying to picture it, but I don't know.
Yeah, that's Garlean.
I'm coming up a little short. I guess I'll know when we get there. Well, I guess that means that we have to form the front line then, huh? While you guys recover. Yeah, I wouldn't go face it now, guys. You're a strong dude. You did take down a, you know, an Asian yourself, but and several lesser Ascians, but this might be a little much at this point. Well, not necessarily me. Rory's the one that knows how to dismantle this thing. That's why I had to get her back in order to do this, because I knew if I tried to do this, I'd just be swinging in the dark. Plus, I'm sure her platoon would be glad to see her again, so... I'm not one to back down from a fight, Gaius. That was a terrible mishmash of English and Australian accent. Oh, okay, they must have gotten out of the mud then. Yeah, I mean, I guess it's a good thing I got here when I did, because any later and, you know, it might have actually ended up in Ghimlyt. So, you're about to say, what the fuck was that accent? Nothing that this world has ever heard before and will never hear again. Alright, so... let's go check in with our escort and head off to fight the ruby weapon. While Gaius waxes introspective about something. A short while earlier, in the Garlean-occupied city of Wurlit's Magitech installation. That is a mouthful. The real question is, what does Rori know about Wurlit? Listen, as long as I don't have to have the rest of my party dead when I enter this fight, I think I'll be okay. So you remember the part when the Empire used to have, like, actual steampunk instruments that they drove around? Like the Magitech armor from 6 that looked like it was barely holding together? Now they just have straight-up, flat-screen, holographic displays inside of their Gundam robots. They have advanced very quickly.
They're more Evangelions, but we'll get to that.
I mean, that person piloting it basically looked like... what was the girl's name in Evangelion? Was it
Well, there were
Asuka?
two.
Not the one that ended up being the main villain. The one in the red suit.
Asuka.
Asuka, yeah. That's her. Yeah, I think it's Asuka. Yeah. Well, the rest is usually up to me, so we'll figure it out when we go to Cinder Drift, which is now accessible.
Are you ready for the fucking fire?
I mean, it's Ruby, so I suppose...
Oh, you haven't heard any of the tracks from this either, have you?
No, I know absolutely nothing about any of these things.
Oh, this'll be good.
I haven't looked a single thing up for this, so... this'll be fun. And I'm healing this one, so that's going to be,
he is 100% blind.
I am going to die, probably. And that will be a very bad thing for my co-healer.
Thinking that these are Ava's is horrifying, but you're not wrong. Thanks, Cole. I live to cause suffering.
The fucking klaxon actually fucked you up. Oh boy, I don't even know what that means. I don't remember what a klaxon is. I feel like I've heard the word before, but... okay, let me know when you're ready. You have food?
Yep.
To buff yourself, since we're at max level. I mean, we're not at max level because this is eye level 455 minimum, so I think the last weapon quest is going to be the highest eye level of anything we do because it's like 495 or something, so... oh, the klaxon alarm. Okay, yeah, that's where I heard it before, yeah. Okay, you said you're ready, right? I'm going to click on it.
Let's get this bread.
Alright.
I have my goggles on, I'm ready for anything. Let's see what makes these things tick.
I don't know how long the queues will be for these, because they are off-content, but they're relatively recent off-content, I suppose, so it might be somewhat quick. I don't know, actually.
Actually, this is actually something interesting for you, Jimmy. They might actually be faster, because Ruby Weapon's glowy weapons came out recently, so people might be unlocking the quest more.
Well, how about that?
He is gonna die. How long will he last? Want to bet, Cole?
Oh no.
Let's see.
We're taking bets now.
I mean, I was gonna make a joke at some point during one of the streams that people can bribe me with donations to use my power to suggest games, as long as it's not Gothic. Accepting Twitch donos to rig Jimmy's game suggestions by putting in a vote for whatever game you want.
Oh, Jesus. I mean, technically speaking, Stephen Cole kind of can go over top of the suggestions method that I have, basically. So, like, they don't need to be like, okay, well, you're one, and there needs to be 3 other people that, you know, also pay for the suggestion so I can do it. So it's just like, if they want me to play it, I'll play it. Didn't I play all the Gothics and hate them? I actually really enjoyed Gothic 1. It was a very solid, like, mashup of story and mechanical progression intertwining with one another, because you started off as a nobody prisoner and you ended up being basically a god by the end of the game. It was very satisfying for an older game. It was why I hated Gothic 2 so much, because Gothic 2 threw all that shit out the window to tell a very generic orcs and dragons story, whereas Gothic 1 basically had eldritch abominations as its villains. Like, the final boss was a giant praying mantis that was, like, possessed by a demon or something. So, yeah, I really enjoyed Gothic 1, but Gothic 2 I despised. Still finished it, but despised it. And Gothic 3 felt like they gave up, so I just stopped playing it. That was the original cutoff game. So that was the OG. So, but yeah, I really enjoyed Gothic 1. I don't think that the remake that they're creating is going to be any good, though. Like, I played the teaser of the original Gothics. Like, they sent out, like, a playable teaser in 2019, the remake, and I think THQ Nordic is doing the remake. And I played it, and I literally sent the developers a 3,000-word essay describing every single problem and good thing that thing had. There were a few good things. You can't
say you're not thorough.
There were a few good things, but there were probably, like, there were a ton of bad things. And I hate to say this publicly, because I'm probably the reason the game's been in development hell for 4 years. Like, just being genuine about that. Because I sent them so many detailed things telling them, no, this is good, this is bad, this is good, this is bad. It's probably the reason they literally had to keep it in development for so long.
Imagine the Gothic remake comes out and they've addressed every single one of your concerns. I'm pretty sure you would explode.
Imagine if I'm in the special thanks of the Gothic remake.
Thank you, Jimmy Grayston.
Thank you, Monochromium,
comprehensive review.
For a comprehensive analysis that you never told anybody. I didn't even save it, if I remember correctly. I'm pretty sure they're the only ones that would have access to it now. So. You're regularly carrying as much gil as me. You put on your retainers so you're not tempted to spend it. Yeah, my retainers have, like, over 1 million gil each at this point. I don't even need this much. I don't need any of this that I have, really. I'm not going to spend it on anything except teleport costs, so. Speaking of teleport costs, I just remembered I'm supposed to be checking on Elto, so let me go do that, potentially, while I wait for this queue. I don't actually know if that's a good idea, though, because what if the queue pops in the middle of the cutscene? I'm gonna wait.
Take the chance. Just do it.
No, I'm gonna wait here. It's fine.
Cole, I have 17 million on my retainers. What do you spend it on? Glowing weapons.
Glowing weapons, apparently. Excuse me.
Buying me glowing weapons. That's what you spend it on.
Specifically for Cole, yes.
Buy me a house, Marie!
You know what I am going to do, actually, is, now that since we're talking about gil, I'm going to go back to Ishgard, and I'm going to give my retainers gil to the point where I have 690,069. Because I've been doing that joke occasionally.
Buy me a house, Marie.
You don't need a house. You'd have too much space. What would you even decorate it with? Oh, okay.
Fair enough.
Matilda, I'll give you your money after. Because Cinderdrift just popped.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, boy, here we go.
Turn your music back on.
My music is back on, so.
Good.
Well, those are Garlean airships, so. Oh boy, here it comes. Perfectly honest, one of your friends said to buy a house, and you kind of share a house with your boyfriend, so yeah, well, that is a good way to spend your money.
Since when do they fly now?
What happened to the Mark 1 and 2? Okay, you did that on purpose. The lens flare just as it drops. Is this where Big Fat Tacos comes from?
Yup.
Oh, great.
Welcome to Cinder Drift, motherfucker.
Just gonna do this real quick, spread it out. Alright, let's see what Ruby Weapon's made of.
Rubies, evidently.
I mean, yeah. Subject Darnus. Wait, I know that name.
I don't like that name.
Me neither. Optimized Ultima that. Sounds like Sacred Soil.
Didn't we need Crystal Mom to protect us from that last time?
Yeah, we can just tank it with our face now. It's fine. We're a high enough level. Plexiclaw. Oh, this is the weird tendril thing that I couldn't possibly imagine. Raven's Claw. Wow. Cole, they're snaking towards me. Oh my god. Well, I judged that correctly.
Hey, you having liquefaction? Oh, I remember this.
I feel like, yeah, I was gonna say, I feel like I've seen that before somewhere. It was in Karn hard mode.
The ninja fucking drowned.
That's unfortunate. What a way to go. Okay.
I love how if you screw up the reassemble drill, you can just reassemble air anchor.
Yeah, they have the same potency, so it's like,
yup,
pretty good. People were calling this patch a Realm Reborn. Yeah, I can see it. Okay, I'm gonna have to run for the short claws now this time again. That's a different claw type.
Yup, it is!
Honestly? Okay, I get it. I had a feeling it was that way. I just didn't want to say anything in case I was
John
wrong.
Coming in with the sub.
Hey, John, thank you for resubscribing.
High-power homing lasers.
That is 33 months. I appreciate it, man. We are fighting a boss at the moment. Oh, that did nothing. I thought it was going to do more. We're fighting Ruby Weapon, and if you know what Ruby Weapon is from Final Fantasy VII, you'll know why this is terrifying for me specifically.
Raven's Flight. Oh, okay. Shit.
Go here. What the hell is this fucking weird-ass...
Oh, it's a Targetful, fuck.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, that's why I couldn't do any damage to it, because it was untargetable. Fucking, bulldozer-ass looking AoE markers.
Stamped.
Well, I know what that does. I've seen it already. That XCOG is never gonna pop. It is way too much. 33 months jelly. Don't be jelly. John is a very generous soul. He's been here for a long time, though. So
Ruby Dynamics!
I was gonna say, that's either really in or really out, so... Okay. Clever gal. Okay, I'll go over here. You know, I can actually burn this. I usually can't.
Man, am I glad I have the queen for this.
Yeah, that's nice. You could transport her across the Aether as well.
Nope.
That one looks like it's getting too close. So, okay. Undermine. Okay, so don't stand on a crack this time. This time you will break your mama's back. Are you going to die if I hit you with my book? Yes. The answer is yes. There's a phase 2.
Something isn't right.
I was gonna say, it's kind of like Zervin, though, because Zervin had a phase 2, so... Do you know what an Oversoul is? Because that's,
I don't like that.
That's like Greek to me. How do I know what Greek is in this world?
Pilot Override?
They're using Orosite, though. That doesn't sound good. Wait, I know the name Darnus. I feel like I should have PTSD from it, but I don't.
Fuck.
Well, they grew Bahamut wings. And now Nail Sastarnis is a slime? Okay, Nail Vandarnis, excuse me. I would ask why, but... Well, that's disgusting. Chain stratting, kill it with fire.
I'm gonna need so much therapy after this!
Meteor Project. Fun. Raging ether gathers in the firmament.
Negative personae.
There's a
What the fuck?!
She's making herself.
Oh god, not again! Oh Jesus Christ, they hurt.
Yeah.
Oh, they have tank busters. Hooray! Oh, they hit multiple times! Get away from me.
I got you.
Those hurt.
Dalamud is reborn. Where?
Hey, Jimmy.
Hey, where's Dalamud? I can't see it.
Look in the background.
Oh, that's where Dalamud is. Okay, then. Well, this is gonna suck. Oh, 15 seconds. Okay, I'll Sacred at 5. Once again, a Realm Reborn,
wait.
Reborn. Yeah, pretty much. 10 seconds?
Wait, I don't think we can live through that. Oh, Jesus.
We're about to find out.
I vividly remember having an aneurysm at this specific.
Who remembers T9 before it got nerfed? Not me. We fought it after it got nerfed, and we still got our asses kicked. We tried to fight it with 4 people. Oh, good, it's back. Magitech Meteor.
How many times do we have to teach you this lesson?
You know, I kind of feel safer knowing one of my tanks is an ultimate legend.
Comets?
I don't know why.
Comets?
Wow. I'm gonna go over here.
Oh god, not again. Also, this music is fucking fire. Oh!
Fun. Oh, okay, I need to get over here. Yeah. Quickly. There. Mark II Magitech Comet. Now, what do you suppose that does?
Nothing good for us.
Yeah, obviously. Oh, it's not this shit again, is it? This is the thing from Ultima. Or not Ultima. Yeah, Ultima. From, whatchamacallit. Oh, okay. I'm gonna stand in it. Atlas! Thank you for killing the comet before I died. Do I have recitation? I do. Okay. Radamant. Oh, shit. I didn't realize it was coming down that quick. There we go.
Oh, everybody has a Voln up. This might hurt!
Seraph, help us out! I already used my recitation, too. That's okay. It's almost dead. Might want to kill it real quick. Yeah, there you go. Oh, that was Phoenix. Well, somebody shot it with a gun, which is exactly what I would have done, so, you know. So like I said, I would ask why Garlemald somehow has a fetish with Slime Girl Nail Vandarnis now, but I feel like if I asked, I wouldn't get any answers. Good job, team.
I would like to propose a ban request from Monochromium in his own Twitch chat.
Well, that was a lot easier than when we did T9 for the Bahamut quests. That was your problem. Most of your XCOGs never actually get used before they time out anymore. See, that's why I've usually been using my recitations on Indom now in raid fights, like in trials. I feel like it's better used that way, honestly.
I have a bad feeling that when I disassemble this thing, I'm not going to find anything that I like.
Well, it was basically a big cocoon, so, no, probably not. Next week, the open beta for Diablo 4 drops. Yeah, something like 10 years ago, we were playing Diablo 3 in the dorm. I still remember, I think I was the healer, if I remember right. I was like the monk and healing everybody. That was a fun time.
You and John should go on a nostalgia trip for Diablo 4.
It depends on if our schedules would even meet up. I don't even know. Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, I was definitely the monk, yeah. I distinctly remember that. The funniest part, too, is that, like, I played Diablo 3 with you guys, and I was the monk and I was the healer. And then I came home for summer vacation that year, and I was the healer for our Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles playthrough, too. So, I guess I just got in the habit. That's funny. Yeah, if it was just Ultimate Weapon 2, we would have gotten through that really easy, but it was... I mean, it had attacks that could have killed me if I didn't, you know, see them coming. They weren't that hard to dodge, I guess. Or I'm just too good. Excuse me. Ma'am, what are you doing with almost no pants on? I was going to say, these are Imperial soldiers, right? Or did it say Alliance there? I didn't see. I wasn't paying enough attention. Well, we're going to find out. Yeah, Imperial soldiers. What do you mean, father? How many kids did you adopt, Gaius? Because I was going to say, you definitely didn't have these kids. I'm pretty sure... Actually, I don't know what the biology of Aura is, if they would be compatible with Highlanders. So... You probably wouldn't see full-blown horns on an Aura Highlander combo, though. Like these guys have. What do you mean? Yeah, about that. I'm pretty sure if he went back to Garlemald, he would be drawn and quartered in the streets and murdered.
Not if I had anything to say about it.
Well, you wouldn't, because Xenos would just do it himself immediately, and we wouldn't be able to get there in time.
He could try.
Well, fair. Yeah, and in case you didn't notice, Allie, they don't exactly have a trial phase in Garlemald right now. It's kind of chaos in the streets. I'm not sure if things can ever be the same, but I guess you could join the Alliance with us, and then you could be with Gaius? Oh, hang on, Gaius. Having an echo vision. Make sure they don't kill me.
Oh, God!
Yeah, aren't you glad to be able to have those again?
Yeah, I missed you too, Crystal Mom.
So now we get to see Gaius's children, quote unquote, because apparently he adopted them. Again, this is new to me, so if I'm a little quieter than usual, it's probably because I'm trying to absorb this at the same time as comment on it, so. When was there a Garlean epidemic? I guess when these kids were, well, kids. That guy's got a good point. He wasn't different back in A Realm Reborn, actually. It took me to show him the error of his ways. Oh boy. These kids took what he said to heart, and it drove them to potentially become drivers of these weird mechs that they've got now. Call Marie needs to ask, what's your opinion of her thoughts on the tail end of Endwalker?
Pain. That's all I have to say is pain. Just an absurd amount of pain. An absurd amount of feelings. The game took my heart and suplexed it into a dumpster.
Speaking of pain and suffering, we didn't talk about patch 5.3 or my problem with the music, did we? Just thought about
that. We said we were saving that for when I wasn't wiped.
When I got you back here. Well, we can do it later. Or we can just not do it at all, and basically all you need to know is that I have an issue with the way Soken does his work. And that's about it.
You should bring it up on stream.
Yeah, probably. So maybe we'll talk about it, and we'll talk about patch 5.3. But first, let's do these quests. How about that? We'll do all the side questy stuff, and then we'll have one last powwow where I talk about the issues that I have. Because I just want to make sure I clarify on something. I mentioned last time that I think my exact words were that Elidibus was Yotsuyu done right. I feel like I was putting words in Cole's mouth for that. I don't know if that's exactly how he feels about it for him, but for me, it's less about or Yotsuyu being done right with Elidibus and more about Yotsuyu being done again, like a second time. It's just that they spread out the Deus Ex Machina to keep him alive and him being the villain again. And there's like 80 hours of content in between that, so it doesn't hit as hard as it did with Yotsuyu, because Yotsuyu was like 15 hours of concentrated bullshit. So, well, we can talk about that when we actually talk about the other stuff. Or we can just talk about the music later and then just move on so we can finish this game for once. You're going back to screaming at tombstone grinding, you need to gear everything. Oh boy. Have fun. Because that sounds like a whole lot of fun. Yeah, no. Definitely dead. Like, twice over.
Definitely.
Gaius, any thoughts? Melisandria. I don't know if they would lie to you about this. They seem to adore you, frankly. It was a child. Boss, you killed a child. Amazing. Mission complete. Why would you let her morph into a slime girl? Oh, okay. Well, sorry guys, it looks like your kids are all grown up and making their own decision now.
The decision to make your life even greater amount of pain than it already was.
Yeah, I was gonna say, their decisions seem to be causing issues. Listen, man, she did that to herself. She put herself in the way of the hero of Eorzea. You said it yourself. And then she activated the Oversoul program and turned into a mindless monster. If anything, that was a mercy.
You act like we murder and torture prisoners. I don't do that shit.
We don't. But do you think they're going to listen to us if we try to appeal to their reason? They hate us on principle. That needs to change. But that's a plan for another day. For now... What the hell was that?
Yawn.
Oh. Well, here he is. Speak of the devil, it's Sid himself. I guess he's ready to give Gaius a talking to now that he's gotten over his own PTSD.
About time.
Are you sure she's going to be in there? Didn't she dissipate? Okay, sorry to say this like this, Gaius, but didn't she dissipate into ether after she activated the Oversoul program? Maybe it was a poor choice of words. It was his surrogate daughter that he adopted off the street. She was, yeah, an orphan. Yeah, I was going to say, it sounds familiar because Livia was the same way. Although she had a weird relationship with Gaius because she seemed to, like, want it to be sexual. Even though he was like a daughter to her, which is just... Ugh. Yeah, we saw that part because, you know, I was there in your dreams, in your memories. Well, yeah, I mean, that makes sense. Up until, again, like, Stormblood, Gaius was still basically a pawn of the Empire. Till he had to fend for himself. So that's why you didn't rip him a new asshole as much. Alright, sounds like a plan, Sid. You go figure out what they're gonna do with the ruby weapon. And once this quest wraps up, I'll Let's see, 6:26. We still got some time. We'll end up doing the instance, but I want to finish up with Elto before the end of the stream, at the very least, since I already started that and I've been not going back and seeing. Probably true. Okay, back to cutscene, I guess.
Scene.
Scene to scene, even. Although they probably gave you that break in case you needed to be like, oh shit, I gotta end the game because I gotta leave. She's gone, isn't she? Like, eviscerate. No, she wasn't. I don't think she's dead so much as eviscerated. The ether disturbance that she used in that Oversoul program was palpable. You'd be lucky if any of her was left. Like, I may not be very well versed in this whole technology bullshit, but I know ether being fundamentally altered when I can feel it. Yeah, that's gross. Why would anyone... Oh, Garlemald. Yeah, well.
This is strange.
Sickening.
Sickening, yes, but stranger still.
Well, I could tell you how she summoned Dalamud to the field and turned into Nail Van Darnus. I don't know if that they did. It didn't sound like she was particularly enthusiastic about Nail. I think that was just the program. Now, again, this is not my ballpark, but that just sounded like the program in the Ruby weapon, so... Yeah. That would be a bit of a problem, yes. Well, I mean, consider the Ruby weapon that we just saw, so... And also, both of these are good points, actually. Wonder which one I should talk to. Well, soul crystals aren't necessarily something Gaius has seen, but the prototype Estinian fought, I'm pretty sure Gaius saw it, so I think that would be more immediate for him, so it's easier for him to picture. I guess so. It's only been a few weeks. I guess they work fast. Yeah, I would say that's a good way of putting it. Maybe they had combat data from training exercises? I don't know. Usually those are written down where I come from, though, so... Well, fair enough. And to be fair, the soldiers that were talking to Gaius that were his kids, his orphan kids, said they would be back, but they didn't say they'd be back immediately. So. Okay, sounds like a plan. I will do just that. I'll go see Elto. Rori will stay here and keep me apprised of the situation. And then I'll be back in, you know, probably 10 or 15 minutes when Garlemald decides to knock on the front door again. Because they usually do. Would he even think of that at this point, considering, again, he's like a wanted criminal and Xenos would murder him in the streets? A fair question that doesn't really... I mean, the only answer is no, he would never go back, but... So, as a Garlean, what are your thoughts on this whole weapon project, after seeing what we've seen?
Something's off here.
Like what?
The Empire is sadistic and cruel in their experiments, sometimes ludicrously so, having been somebody who, you know, lived through them, but this is wrong.
You think the 7th turned into a splinter cell, basically, because the Empire told them to stop the experiments and then they just kept going? Because, I mean, it's
Splinter
not
cell?
like...
Definitely.
I was going to say, it's not like...
But I would dignify them more to,
Well, go ahead. You finish and then I'll...
I would dignify them more to be much more than just any normal rogue splinter cell.
Yeah. Because I was going to say, it's not like Gaius is going to give them very much oversight in a situation like this. He'd kind of just let them do whatever the hell they wanted, so... Meanwhile, in the Wurlit Magitech installation...
Meanwhile, thousands of miles away...
look, more of the orphans.
Orphans.
Isn't that a good thing? Because the weapon project is the reason why one of your friends just suffered a fate worse than death. Wouldn't you want someone to interfere so that that doesn't happen again? Her death was your fault, though. Well, it was really her fault because she's the one that used the Oversoul, but... I suppose it's not a personal fault of theirs, though. It's a product of their circumstances because they're, you know, trained super soldiers. So, trained mech pilots. Are you out of your fucking mind? What makes you think he'd ever go back to you if you killed his new allies? And also, yeah, with the Oversoul in place with these mechs, none of you will come back with your consciousness intact. Do you remember what happened to What's-Her-Face? Milsandia. Oh good, they have another weapon already.
That ain't the only one they have.
Well, how many people are standing in a circle here? That's how many weapons are left. Maybe. Potentially.
Perhaps.
We'll see, because we're doing these quests, so... Okay, so War Machina Fanatic is probably the EX, and then this one, Resistance Officer here, is the Sleep Now in Sapphire. So I'm just going to go finish the Elto quest real quick, and then I'll be back here to go and check this out. If you want to go and check in with Sid about the everything that's going on...
I need to go study the weapon corpse.
Yeah, you should do that while I go check in on Elto. And then I will return it after that.
Clocking in at 1 hour remaining in the stream.
Yep. So we'll definitely get the instance done. Hell, I might get started with the Heaven's Ward Allied Beast Tribe quests while I'm at it. So. Excuse me, you wouldn't happen to have seen someone named Elto around here, would you? Yes, that's me. Hi. Well, this is my crafting outfit, so it's not exactly grand. Yeah, hands. I don't have claws. I don't have carpal tunnel like all the Mikote do. Oh, no problem, but have you seen her anywhere? She was supposed to come back to Ishgard when she was done. Yeah, sometimes you can season the food. It tastes a lot better. Really? Huh, I wonder why. Well, not deadly. This is a crafting hammer. If you beat something to death with this, I'd be impressed. That does sound like a Moogle quest, yes. As someone who helped them, yes, that does sound like it. Okay, fair enough, I guess. I'll wait a few minutes. I need to wait for my friend to finish up whatever they're doing right now, so... Here's the hammer. So you can go bonk a Moogle with it. It's a hammer. What do you mean complex? You hit things with it. It probably looks more fancy because it was made by Arvid, and he's a fancy Ishgardian goldsmith along with everything else, so... I can show you how to use it, although you probably can't generate enough force with your forelimbs to use it. So... Well, looks like we're waiting, Interceptor. I'll see if I can whip us up something while we wait for Elto. Maybe the wafting smell of food will bring her out of hiding. Incidentally, why is she hiding? Well, I guess we're gonna find out, but first... Hey, Hotalong, Arvid. Here you guys are. You guys run here or something? Did you get chased by any of the dragons in the region? Oh, okay. So you guys must have hitched a ride with the soldiers then that go to the rookery every now and then. Explains why you're out of breath. That's like halfway across the churning mists. Well, she told me she didn't want anybody to see her until she was good and ready. That's what I want to know. She was very insistent according to the Dragonette, but you wouldn't tell me why. Oh boy. Now don't go abandoning your friend, Alto. Oh. Yeah, you might wake Race Velger up from his nap. Hello. Well, that is a new look for you. Didn't you have that scarf? Actually, no, that scarf was on your neck, and now it's on your arm. I'll say, it's been a couple of days. Jesus. So you were, shedding skin or something? Damn, that's a lot of skin.
Bigger dragon.
Yes. Well, she's an adult now, Hatalong, so. I was gonna say, that's the crafting hammer that Arvid made for you? Did he know that you were gonna turn this big? Because that's a little big for a dragonette. Yeah, I was gonna say, he must have known it was gonna happen. She did, in fact, molt, yes. She molted a lot. Because the dragonette on the right is how big she used to be. Now she's that big. And actually, yeah, that's kind of interesting, because normally dragonettes don't turn into something like this. They turn into, like, four-legged dragons, or like what Marceloix was, I think was his name. The dragon that's, like, buff as hell and walks on two legs. This is entirely unique. Well, it is good that you guys came here. I mean, Elto came to your home. It's only fair that you guys go to hers. And yeah, this is the first dragon to have transformed into an adult since the Dragon Song War came to an end. So this is like history in the making. You
are literally witnessing history in the making.
Yes. Aren't you glad that you came back home to watch me watch this?
Oh, don't you worry. I've got a bit of a welcome home present. From you to me. And Sid, technically.
I was gonna say, is it a flamethrower? Shoved down my throat?
Oh no, it's something much more ridiculous.
Oh, fun.
We're working on it right now.
Why do I have a bad feeling about this? Well, that's true. Hatalong is looking to be an author, so getting some first-hand accounts from the dragonettes and the dragons around here would be a very interesting subject matter. Well, I would think that you guys would have gotten some of that with the Mughals, considering I helped them rebuild that section. Nice, we've already got another student for you there, Arvid. I'm glad that you did, Alto, because this has been a very interesting quest line. Again, this is something I've never seen before, so this is... It caught me a little off guard when she walked on screen. I was like, that's Alto? That's cool, though. It's definitely a unique model, though. Like, actually, no, it might not be a unique model. That might be an Amaro reskin, now that I'm looking at it with the Hunchback, but still, unique for the dragons, so... Alright, looks like our work here is done. Let's go back to Ishgard. So we can return to these custom deliveries after this. I think I'm just going to have to go straight to Foundation and then go to the Firmament, because I don't think I can transport directly in there. Oh, is it the Shadowbringers EX mounts? Okay, well that would explain why I don't know what it is a reskin of, because I've never gotten any of those. Cole's like, thinking he's going to get me to get one.
Thinking emoji.
Mono-thunking emoji. But yeah, we'll turn this in, and then we'll go see what the hell Rori's been building in the 20 minutes I've been gone. Because I'm sure that'll be a whole lot of fun. Am I share the credit for for your newfound success as a crafter? Well, I'm glad to have been a part of it. Again, I basically just helped with history. It's not like it's irregular for me, but this is a good history because this is not a history where things die when I walk in front of them, so. Okay, good. Good. Looks like Ishgard will pull itself out of the hole where man and dragon are separate after all. Yeah, we're gonna have to keep up our beat, or pretty soon they're gonna pass us up here. Well, there you go. We all did our part. So I'm going to go out on a limb here and guess that you need someone to make you some good paper. I think that is actually what you make at the highest level of this. Like, you help Hotalong make his book materials. That's actually a really good idea because dragons aren't versed well with our language, so we could write it in dragon language, but pictures speak 1,000 words, so it'd probably be easier to make a picture book. And there's the title of the book, An Ode to Unity, and that's why the quest was called that. You work on that, Arvid? I'll come back and help you out with that stuff. I'm a little busy at the moment, but I'm sure I'll be able to make time. It's distinctly possible with the House Fortomp book with Heavensward, and then this. That'll be a big help for the Ishgardians looking for a more peaceful future. Sounds good, Elto. You keep doing that, and we'll keep coming back and helping. That was nice. I had a feeling I was going to like how that ended, just judging by what the general gist of the quests was when I looked it up, but yeah, that was nice. So yeah, we have to make printing essentials for Hotalong. And I think if I recall correctly, if you take this quest that Hotalong has here on Elto's wings, you can get Elto as a mount, if I recall correctly, but I don't think
this is correct.
I don't think I'm going to do that one, because what Hotalong basically tells you, if I remember right, is, hey, so you go on a bunch of adventures all the time, right? So maybe take Elto on your next one. And it's going to be like, kid, I got bad news for you. That might not be happening very much soon enough. Alright, back to Porta Praetoria. Let's go see how Rori and Sid are faring. And, depending on how long this instance is, we might get started with the Heavensward Allied Beast Tribe quest today. We'll see. If I remember correctly, the quest chains for both Heavensward and Stormblood are about an hour and a half long each. So, and then if we add an hour for each of the weapon quests in between after this, so that'd be like 5 hours. And once those are all done, that's when we're gonna go to patch 5.4. So that's like 2 more streams-ish, a little bit less than. If we get the instance done today, which I imagine we will because we're going to it right now. Oh, okay, well, it has only been a few minutes. So. Oh, well, alright, I can go there. Excuse me. Off to Alliance HQ to see what Gaius has to say, having probably watched Rori and Sid dismantle the ruby weapon like a bunch of maniacs. I'm ready to go. I'm gonna guess you were waiting for me, right, Cole?
Oh, I was standing in front of the resistance guy.
I'm here, Severo. What do you need? Oh, okay. Absolutely. I helped out my dragon friend, so now I can spare a few moments. Just want to double check something real quick. So if there's frames, I apologize. Oh, okay. Well, I don't know if anxious is the right word. I'm afraid that most of it's going to go over my head, Sid, if I'm being honest with you. All this technological stuff is a little bit outside of my knowledge purview.
I am a genius.
I'm glad you are, because I'd be lost without you in these quests. Well, that seems like an awful thing for technology to be able to do. I'm pretty sure even magic can barely do that at this point. I was going to say, well, that makes sense, because then they can just take any old random schmuck off the street, stick him in a war machina, and if he fucks up, they just overwrite his consciousness and make him have an unbridled amount of anguish, either until he kills whatever he had to kill and then explodes, or dies.
Ah, yes. Man-made horrors beyond my comprehension.
So the norm for Garlemald.
Yep.
Synthetic Aurosite system. Well, we know what Aurosite is, because we've seen that several times already, including with, well, Ultima. That was a fun time. And yeah, there's... Okay, so it's that kind of Aurosite. It's not White Aurosite or Ultima Aurosite. It's the Sabekian Aurosite. I'm just going to coin the phrase, even though it probably doesn't exist. Yeah, Ultima's Aurosite was pretty damn powerful. I should probably give Mikoto back the Bazun Seer Stone, speaking of which. Oh yeah, and by the way, that makes me perfectly balanced on my Ether now, because I used... Again, I think it was Storage or Sturge, something like that. The one that was the boss of Malik as well, to power up the Dreamstone. So that put me at 1 and 2, or no, 2 and 2. And then I had Ardbert's Ether tethered to his Soul Crystal back with Seto. So basically, once his Ether was expended and Rori got back to the source, his Ether would end up back in his crystal, so he'd be with Seto for the rest of eternity. So that expended that, and then Titania's Ether was the etheric line that tethered to the source that allowed Rori to actually get back. So now I'm 1 and 1. It's just my Ether in here now. I am back to fully normal. So don't anybody go asking for any more Ether, because I pretty much need to keep it now. It's just mine. I don't have any to spare. Yeah, that's a good question. Really? Okay, because I was going to say, usually when they, somebody learns from combat data, it's like in a book or something, but I suppose I should know better with Garlemald than to say they would read books.
It's okay. I can't read either.
How do you...
That was a joke.
I was going to say, I'm pretty sure you've summoned and scholared before. Did Eos read the books for you?
No.
No, I know it was a joke. Dragalia, people need mana, and there are foods that promote mana intake. Yeah, like Archon Loaf, which I will never put in my body. Did the Auspice tell you about Archon Loaf?
Yes. The Archon Loaf.
We need to make fresh bread, and we need to make it now, so that they can taste actual bread. So that they can look at us and say, where's the nutritional value? Where's the fish bits? I want to throw up a little in my mouth just talking about it. Anyway. So what you're telling me, yeah, I was going to say, is that they had these Magitech devices, and the Magitech devices absorbed the ether of the combat scenarios they were in, like a soul crystal, and imprinted that into them so that they could then use them somewhere else. They made artificial soul crystals. Well, that's mildly terrifying. Yeah, I was going to say, they seem to have missed the point here, because it's just memories relating to combat that soul crystals do. There, it's like they're Ultima aurositing them. They imprison their essence in it. It's disturbed and disgusting. Yeah, that was great. Well, here comes Gaius. You think he's gonna know if they have another weapon already up and running? Let's find out. Gaius Back to you for the sit rep. Oh, okay, cool. What do we need to know? Okay, so the weapons are probably coming out of Ghimlyt. Got it.
Oh, wonderful.
I don't specifically know. My grasp of geography is surprisingly poor. Yeah, I'm not familiar with Ghimlyt. Where is it exactly? That second option was a little on the nose there, Square Enix. There's a rock that provides a full day's worth of mana in the Dragalia universe. Most people grind it up or dissolve it in water or something. One character you could summon just fucking ate him like rock candy. Just don't overdo it. You might get mana diabetes. Oh, okay. So it's like all the way across the Salt Lakes and everything. Cool. I mean, it probably is for people who lived in the area. Sorry, I'm just not... I haven't looked at a map recently.
Imagine reading.
Okay, so eventually, if we want to cut off the source of supplies for these weapons, we're going to want to go to this Turncliffe place. Yeah, I was going to say, wouldn't it be easier to, like... Because if the pilots aren't in the mechs, they can't pilot the mechs and turn into abominations beyond our scope of imagination, right? So let's just capture the pilots. Not like we're going to make them POWs. All you have to do is talk a little sense into them, break their programming. I say that like it's so easy. Okay, so we need to find a ship then. That's true, we could take the Enterprise. You have a top secret plan? Oh, is this the thing Rori was talking about?
My genius is unparalleled.
Uh-oh, Sid's got that shit-eating grin too, and it's all over your face. This bodes ill.
I'm scared.
You want me to play a starring role in anything to do with technology? Sid, do you want this to fail? Because, like... You know that I can barely work a tombstone, right? Okay.
It's fine. We've idiot-proofed this one.
You have? Do you know the scope of my idiocy when it comes to technology?
Hey Jimmy, how good at you are pressing buttons?
I guess okay.
Then you'll do just fine.
Oh no. Well, this is gonna end poorly. Here we go! Oh, yeah, right. I'm in a party. I gotta disband the party to do this.
Hold on.
There.
I'm still behind you in the quest.
Oh, okay. Just tell me when you're ready to go in and I'll click proceed.
Okay.
You good to go?
Almost.
Okay.
I say teleport.
I thought you said okay as in I'm ready. That's my bad.
I apologize. I'm teleporting back as we speak. They asking what were you doing? Glamour.
I mean, I figured.
Even though I don't really need it until we go into the next trial.
What are you doing for the next one?
I'm thinking either Black Mage or Sage. I'm actually thinking, honestly, Black Mage. No,
That's fine.
Wait, do I want to play Sage for the next one?
I'm tanking it if that makes any difference.
That's because I'm remembering the next fight and I'm like, do I really want to be on a class that has to stand still in that fight? Because I'm fucked either way for the next couple.
You should play Black Mage at least once, though, before we finish up.
I have that fit now.
Yeah. Because there's like... Okay, so there's 2 more weapon trials that
Alright, I'm ready.
Okay. Then there's the dungeon for 5.4, and then there's one last trial to go to, although that one is level 70, so you won't get to despair.
Fair enough. Let's get the spread!
Alright, so what the hell did you two do? And is it on the ship or in the direction of where we're going to begin with?
Oh.
Oh, is that it? What is it? Sid,
have you ever wondered what happens
still...
when me and Sid put our heads together?
You make a bigger Gundam?
Oh, yes.
Uh-huh. Yeah, that dumbstruck look is just about where I would be, yeah. Why did you crown it with Ultima Weapon's head? Why is it looking at me? Its head is turning!
You like
Rory,
it?
wait, Rory, are you in there already?
Yep.
Okay, that scares me significantly less then. Never mind. So this is a
You like it?
It's very incandescent. The G Warrior.
I did not name it.
I assumed it was a Sid name.
I wanted to name it Omega Weapon in favor of our favorite giant, in favor of this crab robot, but then I realized I'd never actually fought Omega, technically.
You should go see Alpha. I'm sure they'd be happy to see you again.
Alpha Weapon! Genius!
Oh, this is a retrofit from Az's Law. Well, that's just great.
Yeah,
Wait.
Sid dug it out, and when we fought the Ruby Weapon afterwards, when we were picking apart the corpse, he was like, I have an idea. And you know how it happens when me and Sid have ideas.
Yeah, you guys just go crazy with them.
Don't worry, I'll be driving, mostly.
Okay.
Oh, come on, you think I wouldn't give you the chance to sit in one of my creations?
I mean, I guess, but... Well, what do you expect me to do? I don't... Sid, I need you to understand, if it has more than the 2 levers that Maggie had, I am screwed. Like, the only reason I could pilot Maggie is because there was 2 levers and 1 button. That's it. Oh, here we go.
Canonically, it was Rory and Sid that built this thing, yes.
Yes, they made a fucking mech. You have a training simulator. Okay, so Sid, what do you want me to do? Because I know Rory's gonna be doing, like, most of the work here.
Well, why don't you look at the cockpit?
I see. Okay, so you guys did idiot-proof it for me, because it has 2 levers and a button. Alright, cool. So the 2 levers are for the legs, right? So I just push them back and forth and then the legs go? Alright, cool.
Exactly.
Cool, I'll do that. Meanwhile, I guess you do everything else. So, essentially, Rory is piloting this thing for real. I'm just sitting there pressing levers to make it seem like I'm doing something. Oh, okay, auto restoration, got it. You made a fucking mech. Also, she did not get mana diabetes. She was an addict, though. She literally faked her own death and attempted jailbreak herself. Oh my god. Post getting out of jail, the first thing she did was run into a stall that sold them to buy more. Yeah, that sounds about right. Auto heal penalty, EP penalty. Oh, we have EP instead of actual, like, mana. Well, that's cool. How we doing out there, guys? Are we moving?
I think you're doing great, Jimmy.
Okay. Because I'm still just pressing levers for the leg. I can't see anything. There's no, like, window.
Are the cameras not working in there? God damn it,
I don't know. Did you give me a camera button? Do you really expect me to know what the camera button is?
Well, you were supposed to have a view screen in there so you could see what the hell was going on the outside. I don't want to trap you in a dark metal coffin.
Well, I'm in a dark metal coffin. Rory, I'm scared. Come pick me up. Try activating the pyretic booster. That's what Sid said.
Yeah, it's on your bar.
Oh, look, the legs are moving faster now. For what,
yeah, that should have made your levers go back and forth a little faster.
Yeah, they have less
I figure you're a
resistance
ninja, so your reflexes can go a little faster.
They had less resistance on them when that happened, so... But don't rely on it to carry you through the battle. In other words, dodge. Oh, okay. Post getting out of jail, the first thing she did, oh yeah, that's right, Dragalia knew what comedy and levity were. It sounds like it. Oh, okay. So are we doing this while we're, like, en route to where we're supposed to be going, or...? I guess so. Aerial bombardment. I'm getting a warning light. Is that bad?
Don't worry about it. Okay. If you get a warning light, I'm working on it as we speak.
Okay. I'll just leave it to you then. I'll just keep pressing buttons and chugging along.
In case you all can't tell, this is the bit.
Yeah, this is the bit. Rori is actually piloting this, and I'm just in a box moving 2 levers back and forth because I wouldn't have the first fucking idea how to pilot this damn thing in character. So basically, we're 2-person piloting this, and Rory's doing all the work. Oh, I don't think I activated the pyretic booster that time, so... Oh well.
The Ethereal Aegis.
I'm gonna guess it costs a bunch of EP to use. I can't believe they gave you an entire tutorial for this thing that they're never gonna use again.
I wish they would use this again. It's so fucking cool for no reason.
The monitor shows how much power is being drained. Do you see it being drained? Because I don't see anything.
Look at your EP.
No, I see it. I'm just saying it for you as part of the bit.
See, of course Sid forgets the cameras. Of course he forgets that you won't be able to see what's going on. Yet more tomfoolery in the way of you keep seeing me from doing cool things. I'm gonna fix these damn cameras, I swear to God.
I mean, shouldn't you focus on the fighting? Isn't that what's happening right now? I don't know.
You gravely underestimate my ability to multitask.
I mean, I guess that's true. But we can put up the Aegis while we're at it. Attack. I'm gonna guess I need to keep this up. Turn that off. I see. Okay, so when you have the thing up, use the recuperate and turn it off. Alright, I guess I kind of get it. That was just the event story. She had her own adventurer story. Imagine them like Fire Emblem supports, but they focus on one character specifically. This thing is an AIS from PSO2, you love it. I'm getting like Xenoblade Chronicles X vibes from it a little bit, but I've only ever seen Cold.
God, I wish I could play Xenoblade X again.
Isn't it on the Wii U?
Yeah.
Don't we have that still?
We absolutely do. I just wish I had a Switch port.
Oh, yeah, fair enough.
I want my damn robots back.
Cannot fucking wait until a couple of friends get to this. Yes, Skells. Yeah, something like that. I think I'm ready. We'll find out in a second if I manage to sabotage this for Rori, even though I only have 2 levers and 1 button.
I mean, as long as you don't go poking around in the wiring.
Where's the white? You know, I don't think I even want to know where the wiring is. Just in case I bump it. It's locked to Wii U jail, yeah. And that's a console that not that many people had, so, you know.
I bought one because I'm a psychopath.
Didn't you buy one because of Xenoblade X?
Yes.
Yes.
We found our target.
So tell me when we're being deployed because I still can't see.
Don't worry. I'm working on fixing the cameras as we speak.
Okay.
Might need to stop halfway through, though.
Okay.
I promise that by the end of this, you will be able to see what's going on. I hope you don't get motion sick easy.
Well, I don't know. I've never piloted a mech before. G-Warrior, do the thing with the weapons and stuff. I'm so out of my depth.
Initialize combat mode.
I have a screen. Okay, I think you fixed the cameras. I think. Because I can see outside now.
Oh, good. The wires were crossed.
If I say engage, will it hear me?
Why am I imagining Rory's goggles coming down as she says engage?
Alright, G-Warrior, engage combat mode thing, I think.
I warn you, I'm a little fast when I do this, so, once again, I hope you don't get motion sick.
Well, I'm on ninja, so okay! I have fast hands. Just give me a minute, I'll get used to it. Wow! You weren't kidding. Alright, here we go.
This is the stupidest instance in the entire game.
They never did any of this again. I cannot believe this didn't become an entire separate mode for the game. I know how much the developers like Machina. They are humongous Gundam fans.
I can tell.
Okay, my button, I'm pressing it, but I don't know if it's Oh no, that's somebody else pressing it. That's their keyboard. I got a bad feeling about that. I can hear warning lights from here. What's a Hydrus?
Hey, remember that guy who died fighting Zervan?
Vaguely.
Yeah, him.
Oh, okay, fun.
The one with the giant fucking gun greatsword?
Oh, okay. Yes, a little bit more. A little bit less vaguely now.
Fought him in the etherochemical plant?
Yeah, that guy. Regular Hydrus. Yeah, that guy. Yeah.
Honestly, one of the most clutch badass Garleans that ever existed, because he was just like, oh god, a god being resurrected from the dead, let me not fight the Eorzeans.
And then we saw him and he was like, in the name of the Emperor!
Also, I hope you didn't, once again, hold on.
Hold on, I started pressing buttons. So,
Not hold on, like Rori telling you to hold on to something.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm already holding on to these things, so I will attempt to. Oh my god, you hit that so fast when you're on Pyretic Booster. What is that supposed to mean? I don't think I... Oh, Regula's image. I'm gonna assume get the hell away from that, so I'm gonna, like, yeah, run a little bit. I think I'm gonna have to heal in a second, mostly for the EP. This is really cool, though. Like, it's kind of... It's absolutely ridiculous, but it's really cool, and I honestly, genuinely wish they did something with this other than just, you know, this, so... Okay, good. Watch for signs of movement. Okay, Swift Breach. Oh, I see. Okay. Sapphire Ray. Running the hell away now. You're untargetable. Oh, there you go.
Oh. Used a different Ray. In
Yes,
my
you did.
instance.
Oh, right. I guess you're gonna want the Aegis up before that happens. Okay, you got it. Go work, partner.
I am trying my best.
I see that. Yo, get back here. He's running. Why do they always run? Whoa. Lasers?
That's a few.
Lasers. Oh, I have a cleave. Well, we have a cleave. They're gonna blow up, so maybe do something about them faster.
I'm working on it.
Okay, good. Oh, you could have used. We could have used Ultimate Buster on that. I didn't think about that. Okay, let's just go like this. That's not good. I made it. I'll just go out here and QQ until there's nowhere to run. He said the thing. I gotta get Bone up, back up. In a sec. Turrets? Maybe I shouldn't do this because he's making turrets, so... Okay, let's try the Buster this time. Whoa. Nice work, buddy. You're melting down.
I'm working!
I think... Whoa.
I'm doing my best.
I see that. We just need to work on your aim a little bit.
Well, you try piloting the giant robot.
I don't remember where he was. Oh, okay. Side race. Alright, set him up. We'll knock him down. Well, we won't knock him down if that's the case, though. I can't believe I'm using the heal more for EP than anything else. Oh, that's a tank buster, isn't it? Oh well. That's fine. We're almost there. That's normal for this instance? Okay, well, good.
You're doing all the cool shit so much that you don't even realize.
I feel like I'm mostly running away at this point, though. Well, that was silly looking. Alright, so Swift Breach, he just comes up where he was, so I'm just gonna walk over here. Simultaneous... what? Oh, okay. Ceruleum Servants. Also Flood Ray. And there's turrets as well. That's not gonna aim right. One of those. Whoa. Okay, wait for it and then do this. Oh, okay. Yeah, we should probably get rid of the servants first. Now, line these up. Okay, got those all. Now, put the mine up. I think we switched to burst mode.
I'm working on it!
Okay. I think we got him. I think my screens went dark again. Hang on, I'll push my button. Okay, we got him. I push my button, I can see again.
Oh damn, I forgot about the other button.
There's another button?
Yeah, I made one specifically for you.
What
Give it a big red button.
I thought we're never supposed to press the big red button.
Yeah.
So why did you hang it in front of me like I was gonna press it?
Just in case. Because I know only you're stupid enough to actually press the red button.
Well, I guess I was too stupid to be that stupid. The only issue, why haven't they done anything with the Wii U's library? Nintendo's so fucking wasteful with its IPs. That's why you hate that Dragalia's dead. It's a Nintendo IP, it doesn't belong to side games, so it's been shelved and might stay there. Just like Golden Sun. Yeah, I know. This would have fucking rocked to come back. Yeah, for sure. I definitely would have liked to do more with this.
What if I told you I decided to never drop Pyretic Booster?
That sounds like you, Marie. That does in fact sound like something you would do. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying it sounds like something you do. He won't stop saying in the name of the Empire now, Square Enix. What did you do to him? They broke his AI. This thing is like Nightmare Frame from Code Geass. They are cool AF, but how do you pilot one? I don't know. Ask Rori. All I did was move the legs. That damn squid never stood a chance. My hubris is going to murder me when it comes back up again, but I'm sure Rori will just Ultima Buster it in the face like that Junin cannon.
Oh, you think that we used all the weapon systems on this thing?
No, I know you have weapon system redundancies or some shit because it's you. But we didn't have to use them because the squid is dead.
I'm gonna go take a nap.
You should... Wait, how do I... Okay, I guess I got us here. So this is Turncliffe, huh? Nice place.
Oh. Damn.
Like the marble streets. And the marble fountain. And the marble housing. Well, don't thank me, Gaius. You had an actual Garlean in there doing all the hard work. She's taking a nap now, by the way.
Imagine she's sleeping in the weapon.
Just we go to the cockpit at the top. Rory, are you okay?
Snoring. There goes Rory with her team of experts to go off and disassemble the weapon.
That was a quick nap. Okay, Echo. Probably for the pilot, huh? So yeah, this is really the amount of story that's in the weapon quest is probably going to determine whether we have 5 or 6 streams left total, because I have never seen them, so I don't really know how much of it there is. So this must have been pretty recent though, because here's that guy. Why would you want to buy time? This is such a peaceful town, considering it's, well, probably we've taken it over because we're standing here, obviously, so it, you know, doesn't mean that we caught them. Some of them probably went back to Garlemald or wherever their other forward operating bases are. You're kind of guzzling water right now. Ring Fit Adventure has been kicking your ass. Oh, nice. I've heard good things about Ring Fit, so hopefully it's getting you some good work in. Just make sure that you have a bathroom ready. Oh, he switched with this guy. How does that even work? Like, don't you need, like, some kind of mind meld to do the oversoul thing? I guess not. Well, I think that's the point. I think he's saying that he will quite literally use oversoul immediately and then distract us while all of you retreat, right? They're so misguided. They feel like they're making sacrifices for the greater good, but they're brainwashed by a system that's taking advantage of them. That sucks.
You know, you know what the worst part is?
What?
This is just a Gundam. This is just a Gundam plot.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's what I said. That's why I said, no, they're humongous Gundam fans, because this is quite literally a Gundam plot. They just said, we're going to have
Multiple
Gundam in
orphans.
our game, and you're going to like it.
Multiple orphans with God-given talent to murder people are drafted by the military and kept in naive untruth about their actual role in the war and the actual horrors of war, which they then later experience, which causes one or more of them to go rogue and usually have to murder the other ones. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the plot of a Gundam show.
I mean, that's the
In
general
fact, I think that's the plot
yeah.
of most of the Witch from Mercury, which is the new Gundam show.
I think the only one that I remember that wouldn't specifically be would be G Gundam, but that's the only one I ever watched with any amount of regularity, so...
The Gundam fan base hates G Gundam for, like, no goddamn reason I can discern. Like, oh no, it's different.
What the hell is wrong with G Gundam?
It doesn't talk about the horrors of war, and there isn't at least 12 main character deaths.
Yeah, but you get to see Mega Man X put his hand through a bunch of robots' chests. Isn't that cool?
The Gundam fandom likes cool, but only when they're crying while it happens.
Oh, okay.
I don't understand, man.
Bro, G Gundam is
one
cool.
of those fan bases.
Rule of cool Gundam, absolutely. And again, it's what's Mega Man X's newer-ish voice actor's name? Is it Mark Gatha? The one that ended up being a doctor after he was done voicing Mega Man X. Yeah, it's the same voice actor that did Domon Cash. I love how these guys are making sacrifices that are probably supposed to make all of us cry in the background, and I'm just talking about G Gundam like it's no big deal. Like, I guess if, I was gonna say, I guess if you know, feel bad for them, I don't blame you, because that's what the cutscene's going for. But we don't even know these people. They're just, again, victims of circumstance.
Circumstance and one other thing.
Guys
because a lot of
nice
this, a lot of the emotional tomfoolery of this specific thing comes in later when you learn who's responsible for all this. It's not Gaius, spoiler alert.
Okay. Well, I mean, I kind of figured it wasn't Gaius, because he wouldn't... I mean, the worst thing that I can see him doing in this quest line is that he, like, got these people drafted into the 7th or something, but that's as far as I can see Gaius having a role in this. And that's just a prediction, but I don't know. Yeah, Echo Vision. Raikon, I think, was the one that was piloting this one. Sorry.
They have such Gundam pilot names, too.
Not sugarcoating anything you're about to say. Your boyfriend and you did the last trial, did the last set of quests, and we're so fucking emotionally drained we logged out afterwards. I could see it.
Yep. Yep.
Well, in the next couple of streams, we will see how much
we get to re-experience those emotions, Marie, because you get to watch my brother go through that shit.
For the first time.
You won't react at all.
For the first time. Well, I might react if they do a sufficient job of making me care about these orphans that they've done nothing to.
I know there's one thing you're going to react to.
So, okay.
It's going to bring me exquisite joy, and it's not because you're suffering.
Logged in to do that trial, didn't even play for 30 minutes. Oh man, it's that kind of quest, huh?
This has got to be like an experience for you too, because you played 7.
Yeah, but
you had to actually deal with this.
In 7, the weapons were a little bit different because, like, Ruby and Emerald were super bosses that just kind of showed up a little bit. I think the one that I'll be most excited for is Diamond, because Diamond actually plays, like, a direct role in the story. And Sapphire just gets its fucking head blown off by the Junin cannon in the beginning of Disc 3, so, like, surprisingly enough, Sapphire Weapon did more in this game than it does in 7. Like,
I mean, like, the euphoria that I'm specifically talking about is that all the weapons got massive fucking redesigns. Like, their original design elements are still there, but, like, it's got to be, like, euphoric for you to just be like, oh, these are all the weapon designs updated to modern day and fused with 14's aesthetics.
Yeah, well, thinking about it, Ruby was super chunky in this game. Like, Ruby was way thinner in 7, if I remember right.
Correct.
Minus Sapphire, they were hell to deal with. Boy, it's a good thing I know how to deal with them, and we'll demonstrate it when we play 7, because it will take us approximately 1 hour to beat both of them, including setup. And probably half an hour of that is Emerald, but, you know, just because I need to demonstrate, and then I need to demonstrate the method I'm going to use to beat Emerald, then I'm going to use the same method to deal with Ruby, with one small exception that may or may not have to do with using a glitch. The glitch will not make the fight any easier, it'll just make it faster. And by that I don't mean I'll kill it faster, I mean there will be less animations playing. If you don't know what I mean, you'll see. Are you talking about Gaius? Because he's pretty well on our side at this point. He destroyed all of the Black Rose factories. It's kind of hard to go back to being evil after you destroy a nerve gas weapon.
He's kind of baller in that regard. He literally went off and fucking destroyed, literally, every single Garlean manufacturing plant.
I wanted to do that. Play 2 first. Needed me to teach you how all the systems work, because you sure as shit didn't understand 2 as a kid. Oh, me too. I had no fucking clue what I was doing in 2 as a kid, but I know the systems now, so I'm pretty sure 2 will be the next... No, actually, that's not true. 13 will be the next Final Fantasy we play, because I'm going to be doing all my PS3 projects, I think, pretty soon.
Oh boy, I can't wait for you to get to 13 and then I get to cry. Just
so that way, because the PS3 that we have is getting older, so I want to make sure I play that before it ends up like the Wii. The Wii still works, but it's like old as the hills, so, you know.
It's older than me.
So I want to play 13 before the PS3 gets to that point, so. Actually, the Wii is not older than you. It was from like 2007, though. It was the second one we got, because we had one, and then we gave somebody that one, I think, and then in
4 years that console will be 20 years old. How does that make you feel?
Old. Oh god, Final Hallway 13. Yeah, I know. I don't agree with the statement. I don't agree with the statement, but we'll talk about it when we get to Final Fantasy 13. I know that's just the way that the internet refers to the game, though. So.
Final Hallway 13 is really good. I can't say the same about the sequels, but we'll talk about that.
I just tell her the joke. Yeah, I know.
The joke.
It stops being a hallway after a while. See, okay, so I'll just tell you my hot take about Final Fantasy 13 right now. The hallways are fine because it serves a story purpose. Why the fuck would you want to go exploring and doing side quests when you are literal fugitives from the law, and if you spend any amount of time standing still, you will be arrested and turned into mincemeat? It doesn't make any fucking sense, so I'm actually really okay with the hallways being hallways, because it serves a purpose in the story, and then the game opens up when you don't have to worry about that anymore. So there's my hot take. I will say it again in 13, but there's my hot take. Yeah, then you get to... Is it chapter 10 or chapter 11 when you go to Pulse? I forget. But the game really fucking opens up there, yeah. Sorry, I was gonna try to say his name, but I didn't see it on screen. Valdolin, there we go. I've been, you know, talking about Final Fantasy 13 while you've been waxing about your dead family. Oh, yeah, that's problematic. I would think you wouldn't have a problem with Gaius then, because your family was murdered as test subjects by Black Rose, and he destroyed that. Uh-huh. Yeah, and then suddenly anything taller than snow will eat you for a snack. Hell, some things that are not as tall as snow will eat you for a snack. The goblins in Final Fantasy 13, when you first get the pulse, hit like a truck, dude. I am not used to goblins kicking my ass in a video game.
Usually it's the other way around.
Mm-hmm. And then you see them for the first time 2/3 of the way through the game, and you're like, holy fuck, they're destroying me. Oh, so you were in with the Twin Adder when we charged into Praetorium. Okay, sorry I don't recognize you. Excuse me. And sorry I didn't get you out of the rubble of the Praetorium, because Jesus Christ, that place came down. So he changed his tune immediately? I mean, I guess he did get very thoroughly betrayed by La Habrea, but this is the implication is that he got knocked on the head one too many times inside the Ultima Weapon, and then 5 minutes later he was ready to go kill some Ascians. I feel like that'd be a more gradual change, because he was just as programmed as the rest of the kids that we're murdering in the process of doing this quest line. But I don't know. Well, fair enough. I can't say that I can argue to your trauma, but you might want to look into that. The Source has therapists, I'm sure of it. The Maelstrom has therapists, I'm sure the Twin Adder does too. I think. Yeah, and that's true. And that's why we keep fighting, because we gotta spare other people those horrors. And I have to strategically eliminate anyone who could cause a war later on down the line. Okay, let's go talk to Severa then and see if they've found anything. Just judging by the music and the aesthetics of the place, Turncliffe feels like that place that you go to that's like the home of a character that has a really sad backstory. Just judging by the music and the area. Here's your take. You know the behemoth and the giant tiger thing that people said were the best farming spot in the game? You couldn't do enough damage in order to win that fight, so you went to the nearby cave and killed both of the robots, going back and forth between them. Eventually you kill them like 15 seconds. Fuck that popular grinding spot. That's the one where they're fighting each other, right? Near the end of the step? I think if I remember right, that's what it is. I forget if I used that spot at all or not. I'd have to go back and look, because I haven't played 13 in like 10 years. So, yeah, it's that fight. Okay, yeah. Couldn't do it. I mean, I don't think I blame you. That's a lot to, like, it depends on if you were doing that after doing all the other stuff. Like, the way that I was told to do it is start with the southern step and work on that stuff first, then move to the middle, then move to the north. So, like, once you get good enough to do those fights easily, then move to each other section, so. Oh, you just got into Pulse and you went that way? Yeah, I could see that being a problem then, yeah. And people just said to do that. No, that's terrible advice. Oh boy. Okay, I will wait here for more cutscenes, and once this quest is over with, we will call it a stream, and I will go to Idleshire, because that's where the Heavensward Allied Beast Tribe quests are waiting for us. Along with the final decoration for my house, which I'll probably put in when we do the Stormblood Beast Tribe quests. So. Well, that sounds
understandable.
About right. It's the Empire. They'd want to make it so we can't take advantage of their tech, unlike Ruby Weapon and Sapphire Weapon. Well, I guess that explains why we were able to best it so easily. Was it easy? You were the one piloting the mech, basically. I mean, I guess Allie wasn't there at the time, but I was kind of glazing over it, so I forget what they specifically mentioned that would be pertinent here. Oh, okay. And what was that, Sid? I think they were, considering they used it. Yeah. Well, that sucks. So, is he the leader, de facto leader of their group? Isn't he one of the orphans, this Alphonse kid? Well, yeah, you would say that, wouldn't you, Valdolin? I'm not trying to throw salt in the wound, but your family died, so... I mean, probably. Again, let's not even worry about disabling the weapons. Let's just kidnap the pilots. Then I'll finally get to make a run through a Garlean research facility. I haven't gotten to do that. It's on my bucket list. I mean, I guess I went through the Praetorium, so... And, Baelsar's Wall. And Castor Mabania, now that I think about it. So I guess I don't need to put that on my bucket list. Oh well. Just another Garlean facility. Okay, so I guess Sid and the rest of the research team are going to stay here and do their stuff with Sapphire Weapon, and that also includes Rori, because after this I'm going to be doing, you know, Allied Beast Tribe quests, so Cole's going to have nothing to do for the first hour and a half of the next stream.
Oh, good.
Oh, good, I can take a nap. Let's see. Yeah, I gotta go back to Porta Praetoria, so... Back to Garabania we go. Nice and quick. So yeah, basically, if you're not in the process of taking a nap while I'm doing the Beast Tribe quests next time, you can get those 4 screenshots for me. So I can finally finish my project. Yeah, I guess we went a fair ways, and I suppose it went according to plan. I piloted a mech somehow, even though I'm not tech savvy at all.
You did just only have 2 levers.
That's understandable. I think a lot of the player base would want to put G-Warrior through its paces again. Like, with separate instanced content with it. Can you imagine light parties of G-Warriors?
Customize the mech.
Sapphire Weapon busts to go in someone's house. That sounds like it'd be good for your apartment. You take it.
Fair enough.
In the meantime, my apartment will be getting something in it soon enough. I have to go get the painting that I commissioned from Idleshire first, though. Meanwhile, in the 7th Legion's Vorlet headquarters... Oh, I guess they're still there. Go. They're just slightly far away. PS3 support died for the sweat on his body.
Correct.
They were really rubbing it in these 2 patches.
Yep.
What's with the children, by the way? So this must be your +1 then, huh? The head honcho. With his Garlean mech suit in the corner. And he cares not a lick for you, considering he can't even remember your fucking name. Oh no. I'm afraid that's the case. Then get back in the fucking mech, Shinji, because you have work to do. I don't know if drinking milk right after a workout is such a good idea. Take it from a guy who's drank milk after a workout. An idiot who doesn't know how to pilot a mech or use a smartphone actually did it. I don't know how. I don't know why. We don't have any information. Well then, Zarbon, it sounds like you need to get the fuck back out there! I guess I'm just doing all the accents today. Oh, I hear the horror sounds in the background. Rising. Just like you, Alphonse. I like how they're so proud of this tapping his fingers animation, even though their fingers look like fucking sausages.
I'll let them be proud.
It's fine. I'm just making shit.
Innovative.
Shit. Okay. You didn't learn how to dodge in your mech training? Oh, the correction chamber. Well, that sounds like a terrible place to be. I mean, do you have to take a shower before going into your mech suit, or does it shower you for you? Oh. He's, a bit flippant, isn't he? I'll give him this, though. It's kind of impressive to be able to go from just whistling a tune to beating the shit out of a globe. I have several concerns about the fact that there are still children in his room with him. Okay, so unless he's showering inside of there, doesn't shower before getting in his suit. Well, that's just gross. I at least take a dip in the ocean sometimes before putting my armor on. The salt cures all that stuff off of me. Oh look, he remembered her name. Well, that's impressive. Uh-huh. I'm pretty sure you should say stranger danger and also no, because that is not okay. She's gonna die. A terrible, awful, painful death. Anyway, so that takes care of that. You can handle any of Sid's retrofitting
Welcome to Valens
stuff,
Von
right?
Vero, one of the few villains in this game that actually makes my skin crawl and wish that I could pop him like a balloon.
That's because he looks to be basically a rapist and also a tyrant at the same time.
Love it.
Fun villain character, I guess. You can handle any retrofits that Sid's going to have working, right?
Yep.
Okay, because I gotta go check on my painting commission, and I also gotta go check because I heard that there was a familiar face waiting for me in Idleshire. Who could it be, and what help do they need before we return and have to do something else that has to do with children murdering themselves for the sake of weapon quests? Find out on the next episode of Final Fantasy XIV Shadowbringers, the Stream Edition, which will be happening tomorrow at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. So, thank you for watching, everybody. I appreciate you coming out to Twitch and YouTube to check out the stream. I'm going to sit on my favorite little hill up here. And I will see all of you on the next one, which, as I said, is tomorrow, 4:30 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Until then, everybody, take care, and have a good one. Wonder what painting I should get from the painter. You'd think I should have told him that before I commissioned it. Well, there's some time between now and the next stream. I'll be able to tell him what I want. Surely he'll be able to paint me a masterpiece.